Happy time zone, everybody! I need to fix that intro so that it doesn't just cut off at 5 seconds, because I look up and I see that I've still got 5 seconds left. I'm like, oh, I'll just jot a note real quick, and then it jump scares me every time. I hope you have had an excellent holiday season and a good new year. And yeah, this is the first stream for 2026. I'm pretty happy to get back into it. I feel like we've had like one stream in the last 2 months, and that's probably not inaccurate. Now, foe is me who in the chat talking about snow right now. We're on a hot streak of like 5 or 6 days in a row now where we've hit like 37, 38, 39 degrees Celsius, and I am cooking and I am jealous of your snow. So I just wanted to start by saying that. It's like I'm sitting here right now with my feet on an ice block doing my best to survive. All right, we have a lot to get through in this first little section, but we're going to start with the theme first up and get that poll started, and then I will show you all of the finished Pokemon from the last few streams because I actually got them done. Alrighty, this one. Okay, so the theme for today is New Year's resolutions, and basically I found 5 Pokemon who all had a New Year's resolution. Their resolutions are on the screen here. So number 1 wants to go to the gym more. Number 2 wishes to quit caffeine. I've summarized as quit coffee. Number 3 wishes to fix their sleep schedule. My leg is on camera. Oh, is it? Where? Oh, not on this screen. There's a thing over the top. That's fine. Mr. Bones is warning me that I'm flashing you guys. I'll fix it in a second. Number 3 wants to fix their sleep schedule. Number 4 wants to quit sugar. And number 5 wants to drink more water. So let us get that poll started, and then I'll work out how I'm flashing my leg. So there we go. For anybody new here, there's 5 options on the screen, but only 4 options in the poll. YouTube only lets us put 4 options in, and we tend to make at least 2. And so this way, by having 5 options, we have plenty of choices to pick from. So that is the poll started. Now you can pick the one that's closest to your own resolution, or you can just pick the one that you're most interested in seeing. If you want to know who's quitting coffee, who's quitting sugar, who wants to get more sleep, that kind of thing. So, or of course the boring color brigade can form up. My apologies to the purple menaces, but I did at least make the background purple for you guys. Let's see here. It would be, just give me 1 second while I try and adjust the camera on this other one down a little bit. Okay, so switching to the mini player, not the mini player, the little mini in the corner of the screen doobit, yeah, which is being a little obnoxious. We're going to fiddle with this for a second here. Look at me remembering what button does what. Woo! Okay, there we go. I can now turn this one off, and my leg should be off the screen, but the light is now on the screen. Hold, please. Why are we so crooked, friend? I swear I had this all set up ready to go. My goodness, the more I touch it, the worse it seems to get. It's fine. It's fine. I'm going to leave it alone now.
No, I was just offering hands.
You have many hands, that's true. CK has advanced to pro streamer. Is that because my microphone worked on the first go? Alrighty. So I want to show you the Pokemon from previous weeks. So I think you guys all saw Pineopticon already. The Pineco. He's from, all of these I think are from November streams. So he's all done and fluffy and wonderful. And then we made Pupitar, who we named the Forbidden Mentos. And I got his little face mask piece finished last night. He doesn't have as much contrast on camera or in person as I would like, but he's still working. Are we choosing for ourselves or for you, or just vague in the concept? Viola Buddy, you are basically behind each door. There is a Pokemon who has selected that resolution. So you're basically trying to pick who you want to see. Like the Pokemon behind door 1 wants to go to the gym more often, basically. So you're not picking for me. I don't really go for the whole New Year's resolution things. I think they're very helpful as a motivational tool if that sort of thing works for you. But they're not. Then yeah, no, I don't want to do any of this stuff. Oh, thank you, MMCooney6225. Welcome to the stream. Please take part in the poll so you can choose who we're making today. Then we had Tiramisu the Furret, who finally got finished. I did remember to put little pawsies on, and I even did the front paws, even though they're not really visible, because I thought you guys might appreciate that. But fart. And the notes for these are all typed. I just haven't taken the photos yet, but they'll all be up on Patreon within a couple hours of the end of the stream as well, because I know I owe you guys if you're on Patreon. Voted 3 without seeing the options. Saw it was fixed sleep, something I need to do. Serendipitous, fair enough. Okay, and then we had, sorry, we're still going through it. We've got 2 more to go. So next I think was Lexington the Gleegar, and I have to apologise to Gleegar because I think I referred to him as Goliath during the last stream, but I got confused. We named Gliscor Goliath, and Gleegar got named Lexington. Whee! He's a little bit more saturated in real life. Better. So he's there. And finally we had Shrimp the Sneasel. I may have done these in the wrong order, but I did my best. So Shrimp the Sneasel with their butt feathers. There are the 5 Pokemon that you guys have been waiting very patiently for, I must say. Yeah, number 5 is waiting for the second poll. Oh, well, you think it's waiting for the second poll because Hydrate will definitely win. No, it just turned out that way. Sometimes it's just a mixed bag of throwing whatever fits on the screen. Okay, cool. So, those all are. I'm going to just move them off to one side again. We'll potentially show them after our first break as well for the late crew who come in about midway. I've got plenty of other things that I could show on screen as well. Alrighty. My camera was straight, but since I had to adjust it, it's now sitting a little bit more crooked. Oh, there's that sliver of leg again. Hello. That's probably was the problem the first time. I'll fix it that way. Perfect. All right. You do humorous resolutions. One was to beat a video game without giving your husband the controller to help you. I love that. That sounds like fun. Personally, I find that it's the most helpful if I get a little run up to things rather than having like a hard cut off. So if, like, say I want to drink more water, I think to myself, I'll start Monday, but then I actually should start the Thursday before because then I've had a little run up to it. And by the time it gets to Monday, I got to be, it's more like, well, I got to keep going because otherwise what was the point of all of those last few days? So like a little run up is a little bit more helpful for me than just like a wah. We just started Cleo Rocks. I was just showing off the Pokemon from the previous streams because they were a little bit overdue. You're going to attempt to not overreact to their cuteness? Loot, I'm sorry, I might have missed your original reaction. Horizon Zero Dawn. Nice. That's that one with the mecha dinosaurs, yeah? Or is that Ark that I'm thinking of? No, I know Horizon Zero Dawn. That's the chick with all the red hair. Anyway, sorry. I am going to close the poll. Thank you to everybody who voted. I think we... I'm sorry, Mr. Bones, I missed that.
Both have mecha dinosaurs.
Oh, both have mecha dinosaurs. Perfectly. Perfect. I love mecha dinosaurs. Okay, so yep, we have our answer. You guys have picked number 3. You want to see the Pokemon who wants to fix their sleep schedule with 42%. Then came number 4, quitting sugar at 30%. Number 2 was quitting coffee at 15%. And number 1 was going to the gym more at 13%. So let us reveal. I can swap back to the other screen now as well. Let us reveal who... Why are you moving? I'm sure it's fine. Let's reveal who's behind door number 3. All right. Having to do this a little bit by proxy because I can't really see the screen it's actually on. I can only see the bit that's streaming. So if this gets a little wonky, you know what's up. All right. Who wants to fix their sleep schedule? The sleepiest boy is Dunsparce. Dunsparce wishes to fix their sleep schedule. And who can blame them? Sorry, I erased so much of quick coffee while doing that. I did my best. Not my idea, Robo Dinosaur. Hey, I've offered robots and dinosaurs in that poll before. They never get picked. Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to make Dunsparce. Dunsparce is our 53rd Pokemon. From Gen 2, that is. We're obviously past the 200 mark, well and truly, but this marks us as 53% of the way through Gen 2. We're still on track to finish sort of early to mid-June for this series.
Did you show him the fox?
No, I didn't. I was going to wait until
Okay.
I didn't have a million things to say. Alright, let's move that out the way. Okay, I need a Sprite. Where does my Sprite go? Sprite. There we go. Sprite. Oh, it was Gligar. Hello, Gligar. So yeah, hopefully you guys are happy to see the flattest dragon boy. So is Dunsparce going to be named Nap? Well, that's up to you guys, isn't it? Dunsparce is your favorite Gen 2? That's awesome. Not an electric type? Once you've made Dunsparce, you've got Dunsparce. Yeah, but I don't have to do Dunsparce for another probably a couple of years, frankly. Okay, saying mid-June is insane now that we're on this side of 2026. No, it's not. And that's only accounting for like 2 every week. So the goal is going to be 2 per stream, depending on how simple or complicated they are. So if we get 3 done one stream, then we only have to do 1 in a later stream. So that's convenient. This is a good little warm-up guy, though, because like it's been a long enough time since I've designed something from like just string, as in like not working from a base pattern. I think it's been like a month and a little bit. That I sometimes convince myself that I've forgotten how. I never seem to have, but today might be the day that I have actually forgotten how. Alright, so see, he seems to have 3 main body segments. Sorry, mate. I'm shortening your tail a little bit there. Oh, he has 2 like little sleepy whiskers. No safety eyes today. This fellow does not call for them. Nice big round eyes. Honestly, this guy kind of strikes me as like a base shape and then some minor decoration stitched on. Oh, YouTube's being rough today. Okay, I'm going to give it 15 minutes to calm down. Ginger, let me know if that behavior keeps up. You got a new crochet book? Oh, fun. Yeah, I've been tempted to try chenille yarn again. There's a creator called Crochet Me Zaddy who's put out his range of yarns, and it's Australian, so I might actually be able to get it for a reasonable price. And I'm tempted because like this year is the year of big projects for me, and anyone who's been on the Discord, I figured most of you guys, there's probably a pretty strong crossover between folks on the Discord and folks who show up here. Already are aware that my like video upload schedule is shifting a little bit this year. It won't be a huge noticeable difference. It's basically 3 videos every 4 weeks or 3 videos a month instead of a video every week. But it's going to mean, my goodness, the projects I already have planned for January are huge. Thank you, Mr. Bones, for the reference images, and thank you to anybody else leaving reference images in the Discord live stream channel. That is actually really helpful for me for noticing little details. Like, I'm drawing this portrait now, but then I'm going to have to draw him again from a few other little angles. Look at his wee little wings. He's such a good boy. There we go. That's funny, because, like, Dunsparce isn't one I ever really rated, but, like, the further I get away from the last time I played a proper game, the more I, like him. I enjoy his little flat. He's just a little flat guy. He's a little flat guy and he's a dragon, and that's really funny when you look at all of the Pokemon who look like dragons and aren't. Actually, I don't even know if Dunsparce is a dragon. Sorry, I don't know if Dunsparce is a dragon. Is Dunsparce the dragon? Yeah, no, pupil blinks because the eyes are closed. Well, what if they close like a vertical slit line type of thing? That could happen. I guess you could say Dunsparce's sleep schedule is sparse. Excellent, Breeze. More points for you. I'm glad that you've got the crown next to that comment. That's correct. YouTube has good taste. It's quite excellent for big projects. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. No, you're quite excited for big projects. I'm sorry. I think I cross-pollinated two comments there. He doesn't blink, just sleeps. Yeah, yeah. Both are pure normal. Oh, okay. Maybe I clearly don't know what I'm talking about. For some reason, I've tagged him as dragon in my brain, though. He clearly has the will of a dragon. What's really going to be funny is that once we get out of these first 4 gens, which is sooner than you think, I think. Oh, even Gen 5, I've at least heard of most of them, but Gen 6 onwards, that is all just a big old blur for me. So anything you guys pick to make, it's going to be more of a surprise for me than it is for you. Happy times then, Raven Wolf. Welcome. Okay, we'll just ink his little face in. Getting the specific color markings in place might be a little tricky, but I'm not going to say it's going to be that hard. I think it's going to be okay. You might just do like a tummy piece over a base piece rather than fuss around with like color changes. Here's a little boom shakalaka. And then we've got this. And we have these two sweet little wings. If we make him super teeny tiny, those little wings might just be like a triple crochet and a double crochet, and that fills me with glee. Absolute glee. Okay. Here's little back stripies. And another little wing. Hey, he's just a little guy. Okay, so from above, it looks like he's just potato orb. Little swoosh. Down into the tail. So we'll make a body piece, that's this. Then we'll make an underside, because it looks like his whole belly is blue, and then it like curves up over his face. So I'll probably do those little teethy bits. It's just two separate little bits. And we'll make a belly piece that kind of curves up over the top of the nose. And then down and around. So nice little flat belly piece. We need a little wing piece, which I'll probably start from here and here. Or start here and work upwards. I've got two different directions we can build that with. Oh, you want a tot? We could potentially tot him. Happy times when Jackie. And then we need the little back panel as well, which is just kind of like a little... Oh, it actually looks like it's square. Which is even easier with just 3 stripes to it. Oh, sorry, that's 3 yellow stripes, 2 blue stripes. So by 3 stripes, I really mean 5 stripes. And actually, I was thinking 2 stripes because of 2 blue stripes. But yeah, I knew what I meant. You guys didn't know. He's optimal megapotting shaped. You reckon? Well, he has no legs and no limbs, so like we do have the opportunity here. So we are making done sparse. Alrighty, we need some colors. Now he is not the brightest bright of yellow. You all thought I was going to make a commentary on his brain cells then, but I didn't. So I am going to fish out the yellows that I have. They're a little bit tangled in that bucket. Because I have like a mid type of yellow here. I have yarn about to go flying everywhere while I dig furiously. I have iceberg, which I think might be a nice-ish blue for him, but we'll see what else I can find. Not ruling out other options. My goodness, I really should have detangled this box before I came back. I have a very pale yellow. The limitation for me here with the yellows is those stripes on his back. I could technically make those with cream. Like do the cream and... My lights are aggressive. Do the cream and the blue for the markings on the back, and then I can just use this yellow. Because like I find that when I pair the cream with yellow and blue, it looks more yellow, whereas like it looks way more white if I pair it with red tones, and that's just to do with color theory. Oh, thank you, MM Cooney. My favorite Gen 2 Pokemon, Ampharos. It's pretty easy. It's the yellow sparky kangaroo. We have not made him yet. In fact, this isn't an Australian thing, but somehow I think I've ended up with a soft spot for a lot of the kangaroo-ish designs. Like, I also have a soft spot for Breloom, and I know that he's not Gen 2, but I think he's Gen 3 or 4. I don't know if I can remember, forget which one. You think he looks almost greenish yellow? I also have a stronger yellow. I just haven't found it yet. Ah, there it is. So I also have like a really rich, bright yellow. So we have yellows, if you want yellows, and then like from there we go into like gold, which is completes kind of a nice ombre, actually, considering these two are a different brand, technically. This is a pretty good, this is Carnival from Big W, and it's a pretty good dupe for Marvel. Or the other way around. I get Gen 3 Breloom? Okay, yeah. So Breloom is probably my favourite from Gen 3. And it's Gyarados from Gen 1. No, it's Magikarp from Gen 1. This is Gyarados becomes an accessory to that. Anywho, I needed another green option for his green bits. Now, when I think of him being like really bright blue, but that looks like way more close to my teals. Like that's an almost exact colour match. Look at that. So if we were doing that, like I feel like that's the closest colors to his body and his green bits. And then I do think that the cream is pretty close to his paler bits. We'll use white for the wings. That's not in contention. But I think these are the colors I'm going to go with today. Because the other option would be having to use this for the body, which I do think is too orange. Or this for the body, which might work, but I don't think there's necessarily enough contrast here for us to get the markings looking nice if I did that. So we'll be doing this today. Some days I'm a little less sure, and that is where you guys are extraordinarily helpful. But today I'm pretty sure that this is a pretty good color assortment. Seems like he's a lot of different shades of yellow in different media, so you just have to pick whatever. Fair enough. The ball is not behaving. I sit on a giant ball, for anyone who didn't know that before I started talking about the ball. Alrighty. So, where to start on this little guy? I feel like I almost need to draw him from the side as well, because I've got top down here, but I don't really know if he's like completely flat. I think he's got a little bit more round to him. Sorry for the excessive sketching. Things will pick up faster once we actually get going. And then I think his body's a little bit more on the flat side. We'll keep the underside almost completely flat, I think. And then if possible, curving that tail up seems to be the move. We can do that with some increases and some decreases. We do the thing. We know what's up. And we will be finishing at the tip of the tail. In terms of scale, that tail should only be about half the width of the head. So, that's closer to being accurate. Okay, so this is the piece we're making first. I'm going to be making it entirely in our yellow, and then we'll make all of the other pieces to like attach onto it. Now in terms of scale, let's wing it, shall we? Let's just see where we go. Have I made Zigzagoon or Lanoon before? I haven't made them before, but I tell you what, I have a real soft spot for Zigzagoon. Don't know how we're going to accomplish the zigzags when we get there, but no, I definitely have a soft spot for him. Lanoon, I don't know. Lanoon is like Zigzagoon with all the personality straightened out. But that might be me bringing some curly trauma to the chat. What can I say? But I am once I survive January, I say that already as though I haven't set my own schedule, but I have. Once I am like on pace for January, I'm going to be commencing the testing for the Gen 5 run. So I'm planning on hopefully getting the first episode of the Gen 5 Crochetdex episodes up in February or March is my current goal. And then it might just become like one episode a month for the rest of the year while we work through that. Mega potting is absolutely not off the table. In fact, mega potting tends to be more likely than totting, because Pidgey totting only tends to happen when I'm specifically trying to do it and I overshoot trying to be realistic with things. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alrighty, so I think I've started here in the middle of the nose, which is going to mean that the rows run a little bit funny across the face, but I've just decided to make my peace with that. And I actually think this guy's kind of a low triangle. Like, the temptation to build him round is there, but I actually think that, say I've started here in the middle of the nose, then, see, the points of increase are kind of these 3 points here, and he kind of becomes, as I said, just like a loose round triangle with a broader underside and 2 shorter sides. Everything's relative. So that's the thing. I don't want his head to be more than 30 around, right? Which is that. So ideally it'd be closer to 18 around, just like that. So 18 is ideal, and I'm just setting some hypotheses to keep me on track here a little bit. So let's say I started with 6, and then I start by making him a little bit wider on the sides only, and not taller. And that would get us up to 8. And then from there I can grow his forehead and his cheeks again, which will get us up to 14. And then we'll just see what that shape is doing and see if we like it or not. I'm just writing some of that down. It's best if I do my writing in quick bursts. Because the crocheting is perfectly fine and comfortable, but the holding a pen is a little bit painful right now. I see Dunsparce, and my immediate thought is, the chef? Oh, I don't know that one, I'm sorry. The Gen 5 video would be Gens 3 to 5. Nope, Ginger Cube, we're going to focus just on Gen 5, is my thought. Just because, so the original Crochetdex series was 16 episodes, okay? And it's six Pokemon per episode, so assuming it takes about the same amount of time, that'll get us most of the way through Gen 5, first of all. And it'll eliminate the chance of double ups between streams and there. And I know we're focusing on Gen 2 on stream at the moment, but that's all going to be wrapped up by June, and the Gen 5 series will still be running, and I want to not have room for double up. Plus, there is a pretty good chance that I will start introducing Gen 3 and 4 Pokemon into these streams as well, instead of doing dedicated Gen 2 only for the whole time. So, yeah. No, the playthrough is going to be just Gen 5 is my current train of thought. And that will get everything kind of all caught up to the same place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's if I can get it working, and I'm still open to the idea of doing Gens 3 and 4 with it, but that's just my current thoughts. Yeah. Gen 5 is the largest generation. It is 156 Pokemon. And I like that I know that, but not necessarily which Pokemon are in it. I know that there's a lot of monkeys, and once you've made one of them, you've basically made all 6, and so that's good news for us. But there's also potentially a lot more embroidery coming up the further in we get, because they start doing a lot of like specific details on their Pokemon. And I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, so we've got the start of our little round, and the problem with this little round now that I did not account for. Another little diagram just to ease me into things. So those are the increases that I did. So you can barely see this on screen. Is I don't now have a middle stitch to use at the top of the head. So instead of doing 3 into the same stitch, I'm going to work 2 increases on either the top or the bottom, and I'm going to do it, let's do it on the bottom and make that the top. So I'm in the middle of the belly at the moment. And we'll do that, and we'll do that. So that means it's 1, 2, and then the increases. So that's single crochet, 2 increases, single crochet, 3, and 2 single crochet. And that should get us up to what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Perfect. It's cool that Black and White had only Gen 5 Pokemon. Yeah, so that's the plan. You just need 26 episodes to complete Gen 5. True. I'll be pretty glad it, like, throwing, it's not throwing. I'll be pretty glad to get through, like, 100, like, 2/3 of them during that playthrough. I don't expect to get through the whole Pokédex in that playthrough. If we start getting really close near the end of the gameplay, there's a chance that I'll like make it work and get it finished off. But I'd be perfectly happy to pass the last 30 or so Pokemon back over to stream to finish there, if that makes sense as well. Because yeah, it's just gonna do what makes sense for me and for us at the time. Looking forward to Joltik. So many people are looking forward to Joltik. And you know what? I have a soft spot for Joltik too. He's just such a cute little dude. He's just a little dude living a little life, and it's hard not to see the appeal there. Okay, cool. I have thus far managed to not mega anything. He is currently a very reasonable size, and I intend to try and keep him that way. Do we have any name suggestions coming through? I saw Nap at the start. You also won't have the random concern that we've already made the Pokemon on stream. Yeah, that honestly took some of the fun away at a certain point, because I went from being like really excited to see the next one to being like, I know that it's more than likely, like the more, like, sorry, I'm going to just stop and find this sentence for a second. I knew that it was, the probability of it being something we'd already made was, like, it was just more likely to not be something new. And it made pacing really hard, and it made those shoot days really, really long, because I never knew when they were going to end, and I kept trying to like make it narratively satisfying for us as well. And I don't know, it's funny because like the first episodes film in like 1 to 2 hours each, and then like by the time we got to the end I was filming for like 6 and 7 hours because I'd have to stop and grind in between, and like that's all to say. It's like, oh, woe is me, I got to play a video game that I love. Wah. But it makes that series harder as it goes on, and so like I think that one of the ways to avoid that is just to have unique evolutions. So that's the same as last time. Loops will still form, but hopefully they won't be quite as bad. And to remove any like external influences like the streams from it. Doze sparse. The fifth? I feel like I missed the first part of that name, Angry Bear Ironworks. Nap sparse. Dozer. No, I didn't miss anything. That long filming time also takes away from working on other projects. Yeah, it does, but like it's different kinds of filming as well. Because like the gameplay part of it is, because like, sorry, the 7 or 8 hours I'm talking about is the gameplay part of it, not the making. That basically takes the same amount of time unless you end up with like a Palkia on your team. Who would that ever happen to? But sorry, I'm trying to do numbers and chat, and it turns out that I'm a little bit rusty. 3. But yeah, it's like I can crochet for a certain number of hours per day, right? It's a physical thing. It's kind of like you can run for a certain number of hours a day, but like eventually you have to stop running and do something else, like sitting. And even if I wasn't filming that gameplay that evening, I wouldn't necessarily be able to film any kind of crochet based project longer than that. But by the end of this year, I'm going to be an athlete. You wait and see. Like, we got to climb the wall like a gecko. Hi, Duchess Cassandra. No, you were referencing... Oh. If you plead the fifth in court, most people can't remember. Oh, okay. Sure. Angry Bear Ironworks, you're in for a treat in a minute. As soon as I have to trim off my first piece of yarn. Happy time zone and happy new year, everyone. Oh yes, you too, Daiquiri. Oh, you're here early. You must be on holidays or something at the moment. That's lovely. I like this. It means all my friends can come hang out. Wait, why is CK becoming a gecko? Oh, sorry, I was making a joke about how if I crochet enough this year, I'll develop little finger biceps and I'll be able to like, you know, you can see them. Yeah, they finally arrived. They came with a little note from customs saying, oh, hey, we checked for biosecurity and we didn't find any problems. Thank you for your patience. Well, actually, I don't think they even said thank you for your patience. I think they were just like, we're defending the country. And I was like, you know what? Sure. Keep all the nasty little biosecurity things out, referring to bugs and whatnot. For anyone who needs a little catch up, I got myself a little pair of trimmers. And they happen to be made by our very own Angry Bear Ironworks, who is currently in the chat and has a little Etsy store. And I'm going to find something to snip. I was trying to be patient to wait and find the thing. But, like, guys, I feel like I've done a favor for a dwarf or something. Here we go. We're just going to trim off a little bit of yarn. It's fine. It's fine. It likes it. All right, ready? Look. My poor little orange scissors had been going a little bit blunt, and I treated myself to something lovely, and now I have something lovely. So, yeah, sorry, and now I'm going to calm down because we've done our snipping, and I can't just spend the whole stream snipping bits of yarn. Oh God, Daiquiri, I'm so sorry. There'll be better things on the horizon. I'll be the optimist for both of us right now. That's rough. I hope you're looking after yourself, and I hope that Mitch is looking after you. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're up to the foretold 18. Yep. Yeah, okay, I'm turning the ads down. They're only set to medium, folks, but they're about to be set to low. I suggest everybody hit refresh when I tell you to in a second. Alright. Ads have been set to low now. If you hit refresh, that might filter through, or it might filter through on its own. I don't really know. Okay, and that's his wee little hat, as in the head. So I'm going to do a bunch of 18 single crochet now. You're currently making sorry, I've got a little bit of like, I don't know, I'm having trouble with my words a little bit today. You're currently making amigurumi plushies for a market later this year. Well, that's fun. I am not brave enough to do markets. Angry Bear Ironworks, you might end up with a waiting list. Though, for anybody shipping to us, anybody in Australia, please be aware that through no fault of Angry Bear, mine took like 4 months to get here. It's because customs snaffled them and held them over Christmas. Yeah, YouTube will be trying to counteract. Sorry, my assumption right now is that YouTube is trying to counteract the like post-Christmas lull a little bit by just firing up more ads, because I think a lot of creators complain about like the loss of income or whatever in January. But it's just that, you know, ads fit into a bigger picture here of like, it's because companies want to advertise their products and it's prime shopping before Christmas, and January's kind of a shopping lull for most things. And so like ads aren't worth as much, and so they'd have to show 4 times as many. It's just always really funny to me because I tend to keep my settings the same way year round. It's just then every so often, like today, I hear stories of like the ads are just hammering you, and I'm just like, that's not okay, but it's also like I can't really adjust for those without being told. You were going to say I can't type today, but I've been saying that for months straight. Luke, maybe it's your keyboard. It might not be you. It's like I blame the keyboard in here for my inability to type. I can type just fine on the other one. Mitch is definitely taking care of both of you? Okay, good. Okay, good. I'm going to be stressed for you, I'm sorry. On a slightly happier but definitely more hurtful note, no! You've broken both your pinky toes! Okay, what you need to do is go get a pool noodle and duct tape it around the legs of that ottoman. Oh. Daiquiri, you and I sound like awfully similar people. Poor Mr. Bones runs around this house trying to like, it's not child-proofing, it's definitely like, I don't know what to call it. It's me proofing it though, because if there is something available to kick, I'm going to kick it. And if we have any kind of pedestal fan going in the house, he always has to like warn me loudly, because there's a pretty good chance I'll feed myself into it somehow. And you wouldn't think that would be that hard to not do, but it's apparently surprisingly hard for me to not feed myself into relative pedestal fans. Oh, yeah, Kim Pokey Trainer, that is not the vibe that we are going for here today. YouTube's just like, well, it's 2026. What have we all got? Spouse proofing. Yep, there we go. Oops proofing. The ottoman is a storage ottoman. It doesn't have legs. Okay, but if it's a very hard box, you still can line, like, okay, so I know it's probably not actual literal box shaped, but say this is your Ottoman Empire, right? Then you take a pool noodle, it's the noodles of shame, and you cut it into sections, and you cut them in half, and then you like tape them to the corners of your ottoman. And you can do them in fun colours if that's something that appeals to you, or you can find like a boring colour if that's something that appeals to you, and just like tape those suckers on. Yeah, Mr. Bones is a big fan of YouTube Premium. I don't have YouTube Premium. I watch ads, and part of that is I tell myself that like I like the ad breaks because it gives me a chance to like get up and do things in between, like little mental breaths, little mental break. And part of it is that I like to know what kind of ads are out there at any point in time. Doesn't mean that they're what's showing on. It does not mean that that's what's showing on my content, but it does give me some idea if I'm watching similar creators as to like what kind of ads other people might be getting. Admittedly, my ads all seem to be, not mine as in the stuff on my content, mine as in the stuff that I see, all seem to be pretty benign. Like Kmart ads. I get a lot of Kmart ads. I'd say there are some ads that are just like, if I can't skip them, I become personally offended very quickly. And that's true. YouTube Premium, I can see it as like a separate section in my analytics. Yeah, don't be afraid that if you get YouTube Premium, you're not supporting creators anymore. That we get like a cut, not like a massive cut, but like a cut of it. I think what they do is they look at all of the videos the person with Premium has watched, and then they divide up a portion of what they pay across those people. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So it's not like, so if you watch fewer videos, you're or fewer creators, you're supporting that creator more than, I don't know. I don't even know if it's changed since I looked into it. All right, I've just done a bunch of rows, and I'm sure I was paying attention and didn't do any increases or anything. He's just got a wee little head. What do you guys reckon? I don't think I've megapotted him, and I don't think I've totted him. I think I'm just making a perfectly adequately sized Dunsparce. Hi Tasha, happy time zone. You could crochet an ottoman cozy with pockets on the corners for pool noodles. That almost feels like a reward for its bad behavior, to make it dress up all fancy. No, it's fine. Like, I am a firm believer in, like, you should not let any of the information I ever say about, like, watching ads or whatever change your viewing habits. It's like, it's kind of like, if I put out videos in a variety of different, like, subjects and topics and stuff, I mean, it's all crochet related, but, like, sometimes it's game related, sometimes it's, like, really intense project, and sometimes it's pattern. I don't want any of you guys to ever watch a video you're not actually interested in. It's like, I love you guys. I understand you potentially want to, like, love and support me back, and that's great and all, but please don't watch things you're not interested in, because then I'm going to keep making the stuff you're not interested in. An adequate Dunsparce will do. No! Don't call my boy adequate, the poor fellow. Sailor Rosalind, that's actually so funny. At school, you have to embed videos into Google Slides to avoid ads, because a Tampax ad starting on a grammar video for middle schoolers is something. Yeah, I got an email from YouTube about, like, joining, like, something called YouTube Education or something at one point, which I think is designed to help teachers with that kind of problem. I don't recall what came of any of it, though. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't even know if it's a new or an old initiative. YouTube likes you to join up with all of their features, and I don't like to use a lot of them, because, like, for example, YouTube members, I don't use that. I use Patreon instead. Yes, we need name suggestions for the snack. All right, I think I'm ready to start, like, okay, Mr. Bones is up to something, or just currently busy. You think he has Dunsparce's spirit? He's a nugget. Okay, so I need to, like, sloop him in to form a neck for the snack neck. And he also needs quite a lot of slooping at the top. So this was 18 around when we got there. This needs to be as wide, or approximately as wide. About as wide is good, but not as tall. So I'm thinking that this will be closer to 14, maybe. Also, a question: do you know if watching the stream as a follower is better than not a follower, like metrics wise? I mean, I can see the percentages of, like, watched by subscribers versus not subscribers. I don't think it makes any difference to the bottom line. Subscribers are, like, don't get me cool. That's a really cool metric, and it makes me feel loved and supported when you subscribe, and it means you get served my content, which means there's a pretty good chance you're watching it more. But in general, subscriptions aren't related at all to money generated on YouTube. It just means that there's a pretty good chance that, like, if 100,000 people follow you, then that's a pretty good indicator that those people are also watching, and thus watching ads, and thus you're getting paid. Whereas, like, and same thing with, like, if you have 10 million followers or subs, there's a pretty good chance that there's a lot of people watching you, and so you're probably getting paid more. So it's a loose indicator, but it's not actually a multiplier in any way. Hello, Fiara. Oh, awesome, Tasha. Yeah, I'm constantly expanding my own comfort zone and knowledge in the world of crochet, and I'm just sort of like filming it, and so it's cool to know that like I'm dragging some people along with me on that particular thing. Schloop is great. Schloop is great. I like Schloop. He does look like a little Schloop. We don't already have a Schloop, do we? I don't think we do. What am I doing? Okay, we have to decrease, and it can be gradual. It can be a little, no, it needs to be bigger than gradual. Okay, we need a single crochet 3 together on the back of the head, and a single crochet 3 together on the sides as well to just get the proper to it. So, how exactly am I going to do that? Heavens knows. You know what? Instead of a single crochet 3, I might do 2 decreases on either side. So like this is our round. This is currently our starting point. I know I've changed direction between this chart and this chart. That's the luxury you have when you're the one holding the pencil. 1, 2, 3, and then I'll schloop there. Nope, 4, and then I'll schloop there because we want it to be on the upper edge. We want the bottom edge to stay pretty. No, we don't. 3. We are going to do 3. And then I will do a single crochet 3 together. And so that means I want to mirror that on the other side as well. We only have 18 stitches to work with, and that is 12 already gone. So we only have 6 across the top here. If I wanted to space 2 decreases evenly, which would be ideal, but unfortunately with 6 stitches to play with, that means that I'd have to do them straight away, which won't put the decrease actually where I need it to be. I could do them here. It just means that they're not spaced. It would be a slightly gentler decrease than a single crochet 3 together though. So I think this is the plan. You guys got all that right? Hey Kiara. Yarn sparse? It is schloopen time. It is absolutely schloopen time. Okay, that.
It was still a little bit wet.
What you doing?
To help him with his New Year resolution.
Oh, oh, I love it. Oh, it has to stay. What?
It's still a little bit wet.
What part of it's safe to touch?
Don't. The sides, just don't throw it, and it will. It's still a bit of wet on the inside as well.
Okay. It just lifted straight off its stand.
Yeah. Oh no! You killed it.
I know. I just wanted it off the top of my notes so that I could keep writing while it dried. I was just
place it somewhere.
Yeah, just place it right there is good. You guys can see that when it's a little bit more stable. He's made a thing for us.
I'll leave it out here so it gets more dry.
Okay, it's drying, but he's made a thing for us. Sorry, I tried really, really gently to move it just then, and it just fell apart. I should not be allowed to touch things before the glue is dry. String is my medium. Yes, I also look forward to a little bit of mystery Mr. Bones present, because I know it's always interesting to me to see what captures his fancy. Huh. Something didn't math out right there. I'm going to check my stitch count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Y'all, when did we end up with 19 stitches? This is a problem. This is a problem. It's too early for this to be this much of a problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then I did 2 increases there, and we should be up to 18. I'm going to have to go back. Maybe I can just detect it. Use my detecting skills. Alright, Torty, come here. You're going to help. Alrighty, so that's the first increase 3 together. I am watching my fingers on the inside of the work. I probably still will stab myself at least once, but it's fine. Let's see, that's the next increase 3. Then we did an increase 3 there as well. Increase 3 there as well. And then there was 2 regular increases in that row. which were there and there. I feel like I'm doing that magic trick where you like the basket and you stick the swords in. I did want a middle stitch for the head, but I did solve that. Do you even crochet? But I didn't solve that by creating an extra stitch. I solved it by splitting the increase into 2 increases. But good catch, good thought. Not the prime number of stitches. Actually, right now I'm more concerned about the fact that I've gained a stitch somewhere and I don't know if it's thrown off the rest of the rows, and I want to be able to accurately represent what's going on here. If I wasn't trying to type this pattern, I would just carry on at 19. But I'm going to be trying to type the pattern later, and it's always easier if I try and work out what on earth has gone wrong earlier rather than later. So I've got an increase there, and I think I should have an increase here as well. There shouldn't be any other increases around though. Should probably faster to frog. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm not sure where I've gained an extra increase. My starting row has drifted to roughly where I expected it to be. I might just chuck a sneaky little decrease in at the start of this row and carry on, or I'm just going to check that I can count to 18 properly. So, yeah. Oh, stroopwafel. I'm saying it wrong. I know I am, but it's a cute word. Okay, current name list is Schloop, Napster, Stroopwafel, and Yarnspars. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, now I'm getting 20. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I must have done two of this row. Or when I did them as increased 3s. I did them as increased 3s instead of regular increases. Mystery solved. At least I used a stitch marker for my rows of single crochet, because it just means that they're 20 around instead of 18. He mega potted himself against our will. That's what happened. The good news is that gives me 2 extra stitches to play with. Now we're back here, and I actually think that our starting point's over there somewhere. So this won't be as perfectly symmetrical as I was pretending it was before. So it'll be 2, and then we'll do single crochet 3, and then we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks right to me there. And so that's 6 plus 6 is 12, so we still have 8 stitches remaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I can very neatly now actually place these with a gap in between. Should be decrease, 2 single crochet, decrease. Perfect. When the math teacher said you would have to use math out of school, I wonder if they thought this is what we'd be doing with it. I know that I abuse algebra horribly. I've gotten, part of this is Mr. Bones' fault, but I've gotten horribly addicted to cryptic crosswords. Not cryptic crosswords, cryptic sudokus. The ones where they start you out with a blank grid and 3 black dots and 1 grey line, and they just tell you like, oh, numbers can't be consecutive, or something like that, and then you like spend the next 7 hours of your life solving it. It's just like, I love them. They are so good. YouTube heard your ad rant and now you've got a dating app and Western play. I'm sorry. At least it's better than the funeral app, right? Oh, geometry. Right, yep. But then I always found geometry to be really helpful with sketching and drawing as well. And I know that it's helpful in programming, depending on what you're programming. Have I watched Cracking the Cryptic Solve Sudoku Puzzles? He's kind of where we find the puzzles. I don't know if we've ever watched one of his videos, but we look at which ones he's solving and we find the ones that are interesting, and then we follow the links through and we solve them like parallel. and occasionally exchange notes. But what's always interesting is that he and I solve them, not the Cracking the Cryptid guy, Mr. Bones and I, we solve them in different ways. It's like I tend to be very like methodical and mathematical with it. I bring a lot of like algebra to the table with it, and he sits outside with a notebook and draws a bunch of stuff and then just comes in and he goes, these numbers must all be even, and I'm just like, sure. And it works. Hey to the crochet dude. I don't want to touch it, I'm terrified I'll break it again. You proofed it. Okay. Thank you, love. It's glorious. Oh, you want it on camera now?
Yeah.
Okay, so Dunsparce is trying to fix his sleep schedule, so Mr. Bones is being supportive and made him a little alarm clock out of a bottle cap and some wire. He set it very thoughtfully to 9 o'clock. And I just think that's... Look how cute that is! And it's the perfect size for snoozy little Dunsparce to just go whomp and hit that snooze button. Okay, so the opening of our thing is now down to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it's down to 14, which is actually the widest part of the belly that I want to get to, but I think we need to go a little narrower first. So I'm going to do it very carefully though, just at the sides, because that will suck in both the top and bottom. Isn't it so cute? Before, when I tried to just like nudge it off my notes, the bottle cap fell off the wireframe and I was like, ah! Yeah, it's just really cute. And single crochet, and that should bring us down to 10, which is a good neck size for him, and then we can flare back out to 14 for the body. One. Thank you, thank you. Yes, I am the best skeleton. You are the best skeleton. Devoid of any melanin or keratin. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1 back to the start. I might have to stop and stuff this little guy's noggin. Gently approaching 2026. I'm trying not to startle it. Knowing that we're already 4 days in. We're all just kind of creeping into the foyer. It'll be December again before we know it. Haven't even done my Christmas shopping. Happy Dungeon Crawler Carl Day. Yeah, the collapse happened at 6:23 p.m. my time last night. From the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. I don't think it happened in 2026 though. I think it canonically happened in 2023. But yeah, happy Dungeon Crawler Carl Day. There's that new book I think is out in May. So there is a non-zero chance I'm going to be making a life-sized Mongo and donut for May. And I'm really excited to hear that Universal has picked up the TV show for it. Sorry, I'm just talking in a bunch of unrelated sentences to anyone who doesn't follow along. Dungeon Crawler Carl is a great series of books. You should read them. They're by Matt Dinnerman. I've been following them for years. I liked them before they were cool, and now they're really cool, and so you should read them too. They've been picked up for a TV series. Fuzzy Door Productions, that's Seth MacFarlane's production company, is going to be doing it. But I believe they've recently been signed with Universal to be like their executive producers or whatever. And so like this thing is happening now, and I am nervous about it, but I also really like it. And I'm sorry, Mr. Burns is trying to get my attention through that rant, but I had to get my Matt Dinnerman rant out.
Agreed. Amazing. Can't wait. It's going to be wonderful. Also, food.
You should start the food.
I will start the food.
Thank you for starting the food.
Be ready in like an hour.
An hour is a good time for food. Thank you. You've named the new car Mongo. I love that. Is he appalled? Yeah, we should try and track down a Mongoliensis if we're going to name one of the Pokemon Mongo. Okay, and now with the increases, I'm not going to put them in the exact same spots. I'm going to move them up 1.
Carl, Mongo is Impala.
That doesn't make any sense.
Instead of appalled,
I
is
know.
Impala.
No, I knew what you were trying to do. And you're just like, Carl, Mongo is Toyota. It's just like...
Yeah. No, but Impala sounds like appalled.
Okay.
They're close.
Okay.
They share some letters.
Sure.
If you just miss a lot of them and change a lot of them around, they're practically the same word.
You're a very talented man.
Best skeleton.
As long as we all remember that 2026's vision is based on movement, don't make any sudden moves, we should all be fine. Yeah. Pretty much. It's like, we're just going to creep in. I'm going to quietly make some adjustments. I'm just going to let everyone know. You giggled at Mr. Moses' joke. He's a very funny skeleton. Yeah, the audiobook version of Dungeon... Like, I am not a big audiobook fan, except for Dungeon Crawler Carl and Jeff Hayes. Jeff Hayes is a very talented individual. He's the guy who does the narrations through Sound Booth Theatre. You can tell I'm a bit of a... You can tell I'm a fan. I can rant on this subject. I really can. And I very rarely get the opportunity to, so you guys are copying it today. Whenever there's a new book coming out, he does cold reads, and you can watch them on YouTube and through their Discord as well. You can just, like, watch him record the book. It often is the first... I like to read... I read the book, and then I watch him do the cold reads, just in case I miss bits. And then I read the book again when it comes out in its final form, and then I listen to the audiobook when it comes out in its final form. And so, like, normally by the time the book is, like, properly out, I've racked up about 4 reads. But he releases chapters periodically on his Patreon. I avoid them until they either hit, like, a halfway point. Sometimes I'll read to the halfway point, and then I'll stop and hold until it's all out. Or I wait until it's all out. Because I don't do well with episodic structures in TV shows or books. I lose interest too fast. Mr. Bones, you'll be pleased to know... He's got his headphones in. I don't think he can see chat at the moment. You'll be pleased to know that everybody is very, very entertained by your Mongo is Impala joke. Just in case you're not seeing this. Crochet. Increase.
Happy skeleton sounds.
He's making happy skeleton noises at you all. He's also currently playing with a knife. That gets us up to 14 in this next row. You need to get the books in physical form. I admit that I've kind of gone a little overconsumption on this series. In fact, I realized recently I kind of have a book collection. But I've got all of the mass market hardcovers that they put out for them. But I'm also slowly collecting all of the... He's doing Kickstarters and stuff for, like, fancy illustrated versions. And so I got the first one, and then I was like, well, I got the first one. So I recently backed the books 2 and 3, and then there's that Crocodile graphic novel that's coming out. And so I'm just like, oh, I'll grab that as well at the same time. And it's just like, I'm not someone who shops. And so, like, I'm uncomfortable with what I've spent on this series, but it's also brought me at least that much joy. And so I'm just like, okay, it's fine. I'm allowed to go a little over on one series. Man, I hope he lands this ship. I'm really nervous now that, like, I'm right out on this limb of being like a fan, which means that I now have the potential to be disappointed, and that's going to make me really sad if it comes to fruition. Did I put that increase in the right spot? No. Bless the landmarks. Oh no, not the book collection. Yeah, well, I realized that I have, like, don't get me wrong, it's not huge or anything, and they're not like old, they're not like super old books or anything that's worth anything really to anyone but me. But it's like, I realized I've got like a little collection of books that have been signed by the authors. I've got like a Juliet Marillia, I have a couple of Tamora Pierce, I have a Raymond Feist, and now I have some Matt Dinnermans as well. I'm just like, ooh, and Brian Froud if you're into art books. I got some of his concept art books as well. I was like, ee. Yeah, it's the book collection. Rah! Did anyone else have a break over Christmas not getting back into the swing of things very easily? Me! This is my attempt. This stream is my attempt to get back into the swing of things. We've been going for an hour, and this is all I have done. Well, this and a fox who is cocking his leg. This is the first draft of the fox. I did fix it. He has been corrected. I should have maybe spoiler warned this, because this is going to be the pattern for you guys for next week. We doubled the size of the 12 Days of Crochet Fox. It's just the first one came out looking special, and like he has this facial expression and his little leg is raised, and it's just a thing of beauty. But you know, I corrected the leg position and fixed the face. So like, yeah. So we're going to be making a fox. It was the #1 voted pattern for one people wanted to see full size of. So you're getting the full size fox. Thursday. That's happening on Thursday. You're the toilet training fox. Yeah, it's just like he's such a special little guy. He really is. Because like, yeah, it's just like at first I was just thought like, oh, he's just a little cattywampus, you know. But then I was like, no, 3 of his legs line up. It's just one of them is just like he's making this facial expression while just making a lot of direct eye contact.
You cannot fix the fox. You cannot fix that which is already perfect.
He's beautiful in his own way. He's every so often I create something that's just a treasure, not replicable, but like a treasure, and he is a treasure. It's like the snack. Let Patreon have the crooked leg fox. I think I kept iterative notes. I'm getting better at keeping iterative notes. So, yeah, okay. There's a chance that I can give the Patreons the crooked fox. Please know that the crooked fox has a number error in its pattern, which I obviously corrected in the subsequent one, but I don't know what. Like, at some point the stitch counts are off, and I'll just preface it. But if you follow the stitches as written, errors and all, you should end up with the derpy one. The AI snack ripples through time. I can't find the dang potato. I know it's here somewhere. It's just for a while there, Mr. Bones and I were hiding it around the apartments to make each other laugh, highly successfully, but it was a form of warfare. Yeah, but I think one of us hid it too well because I haven't seen it in a very long time, and I know that it can't have left anywhere because I don't consort with thieves. The rabbit was named Roland, that's correct. I remember cackling over that. Yep, my counts are off. Gladys, my counts are off again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Nope. I have the right number of stitches. So where has this gone wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that should have been the increase, but for some reason we've gone up to 5. Maybe I wanted to do it that way. I think it was better that way. Change that to a 2, and that'll be a 3. And that will mean this will be a 6. That'll be a 2. That'll be a 4. Julia out and Wormio drop coming in Feb? Nah! Absolutely not. As I say, if y'all want something like that, you'll have to work a lot harder to remind me that it's a thing. That I've got to say, I do admire the commitment to the cause, though. It was, however, but a cute little moment in time that I do think that the moment has passed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now see, I'm putting them back in 4, and 4 feels right. Cross out the cross-outs and rewrite the rows. We'll be moving on from this row momentarily. Challenge accepted, that's fair. So you cause a big enough fuss about it, it'll happen. It's just, I'm unconvinced. I have, however, in fact, this is me giving you a dangerous tool, I think, created a form. It's not out there in the world yet. Well, technically it's live, but I haven't released it anywhere or linked it anywhere. Where I want to do a challenge where I don't know what the time frame will be yet. I don't know if we're talking 24 hours, I don't know if we're talking 5 hours, I don't know if we're talking a week or a month. But I want to get through as many of like your requests as I can within a certain time frame. And I have a form to collect the requests that I've not put out there into the world yet. So like that's a video that I'm possibly going to do at one point. So I don't know if that'll be like a 24-hour challenge, or if it'll be like in a week, or if it'll be as many as I can do in one sit. Like I just keep trying to do as many as I can for as long as I can until I like fail one, but that's kind of a sad ending to it. I'm not really sure what the format of that video is yet, but I'm going to start collecting ideas soon. And those ideas might be used across multiple videos for multiple things, but that's the main video I'm planning at the moment. It is Year of the Horse. That is the China... that is the Chinese zodiac animal this year. We always release a pattern for the Chinese zodiac animal. It's a little bit more complicated for me this year. If you are desperate for one early, go watch the Pegasus pattern from a few years ago and just make it without the wings, and that is a perfectly serviceable horse. But I am planning on having a horse pattern for the first week of February. It's just I have to do a different video first, and you guys are going to have to just be a little bit more patient on that one there, because I don't want to like talk about it until I know it can definitely happen. So, yep, Fiber Therapist, now would be your chance to try and get a cicada pattern through the net, because like it's going to, I don't know if I'm going to pick them randomly out of a hat, or if I'm just going to go down the list in the order they come in, or if I'm going to compile them and go with like the most requested down to the least requested. I don't know, but I'm going to have the data and there'll be a form to fill out. So I'll definitely be able to keep track. Now, to start this row again, for the 7th time, maybe paying slightly more attention. We're going to even move the stitch marker. That is our commitment to the cause of getting this particular row correctly. Correct. It's Ponytail and Rapidash. Yeah, it's technically like a double fire pony, but I've always kind of... I don't really pay I don't really pay a lot of attention, pay a lot of attention to the element portion of it, and I just try and like put out a pattern for the animal. So I think that we did ox, then I think we've had bunny, pig, and rat, not necessarily in that order. I think there was tiger and there was dragon. How many years have I been on YouTube? These are just, yeah, anyway. I've done a lot of patterns that are already part of the zodiac. And the Pegasus pattern that I did a couple of years ago is a very serviceable little pony. I can see him on top of the pile. As you can see, I'm kind of doing some organizational stuff in the background. I need to put my backdrop back up together. No, Fiber Therapist alt, please sleep. I don't know if that form is coming out this month or next month or the month after. So it's already there. I just don't know if I'm ready to start collecting yet. I just was rambling on and kind of like cold launched it a little bit. And I'll realistically be releasing it to the patrons first. Probably not by a huge margin, but... In fact, I might even do 2 different versions of the form so I know what's a Patreon request and what isn't. Because, sorry guys, patrons do get preferential treatment a little ways, but I don't want to make it exclusively that, and I don't want to make it all about that. I don't know, I'll think about it some more and work out what I think is fair. Wait, somebody's asking about Days of Crochet already. Daiquiri, what are you doing to me? 12 Days of Birds for this year. Stop it. Please, I just want to not think about the 12 Days of Crochet for at least the next 11 months. And then I want to panic about it, okay? I want to panic about it. That's fine. The new schedule should facilitate less panic than was needed this year. Honestly, the schedule I was on last year, I should have been fine to not have panicked. But the problem with last year was that October took me out with a roundhouse kick, and November wasn't cooperating. So that led to a slightly more intense December than I'm used to. And then I took a couple of weeks off and I'm ready to do this thing. A little December aviary. Well, I also got to finish the fish tank. It's just... I think that's a potential February or March project. Are the patterns for Gen 1 still up on Patreon? Yeah, the compilation isn't, but the individuals are all still there. They're not going anywhere. I can't remember if I left up a post with the explanation as to why I took the compilation down, but I got to deal with a lot of really unpleasant people sometimes, and was weighing up the wanting to like reward the people who had been there for like making it easier for them and giving them that convenience without making it so easy for people to steal them and post them and sell them. And so like the little bit of extra work of having to download them one at a time it's kind of a pain in the butt, but at least they're all in the same collection now, and so you can just like click through the posts. I have done some organization on Patreon, and yeah, I will probably currently planning to do the same kind of compilation type of thing for each of the gens as they happen. Gonna start working on making ergonomic crochet hooks. Appreciate input. There's no mind for dimensions. Interesting. So with the ergonomic hooks, I've always been a bit funny about them personally. I know this does not represent the community. In fact, I think I'm an outlier. I prefer little hooks, and I think a lot of the community prefer the ergonomics of having a larger handle so that you don't have to like grip it. But I think for me, it's because I don't grip it that a larger handle just sort of gets in the way. But ergonomics tends to mean larger handles. Alright, does that... Have we reached capacity? I've gone up to 16 and it feels a little big. We're going to stop that there and we're just going to do some rows and see how we feel about it. Because I said I was only going to go to 14, but that was when this was 18. This is 20, so this is 16, so I think that's fine. "12 days of undulates." No, it's about time we did the 12 days of Cambria. Wait, is that what they call the Cambrian forms of things? How thick should the handle be to be ergo? I honestly can't even answer that. The one I'm using is just a standard hook. And like you see the ergonomic hooks that some people attach like full-on tennis balls to the base of theirs to act as handles, and then you see like the real, like the ergo ones being like the big bulbous grip. So yeah, I don't know, people who actually know weigh in, that'll be more helpful. You've missed so many of the streams recently. Honestly, this is the first stream in quite a while. And on top of that, this is the first stream where we've made new Pokemon since November. Because the last stream we did was just kind of me spinning my wheels a little bit. Which, by the way, I have unlisted. You can still find it through the link in the Discord or whatever, but I don't consider it canon. It was just me being so desperate for human contact. I wanted to hang out with you guys, but I also needed to get my jobs done. And so that's what that stream was, and it was fine. Besides Pokemon and Stardew Valley Chicken, what other gaming crochet patterns do I have? I don't know. I can't remember if I patterned them. But I did the Don't Starve seasonal bosses. I think I put them up on Patreon. If I didn't, I don't know why I didn't. What's up, love?
Food is ovening.
Food is ovening. Sometimes, Yeah. Okay. Shoulder pain that's making crochet difficult. Yeah, I'll admit that I'm having some trouble with some of my finger joints at the moment. Which is not something we're going to go into today, and that's all right with me. But I find that my hook in crocheting doesn't aggravate it at all. In fact, I find that sewing is the thing that aggravates it with the pinching motion, and holding a pen aggravates it. But with the crochet, I keep my fingers so loose and floppy that eventually I end up with like ultra warm like wrists and forearms, but my hands are fine with it, thankfully. So when am I planning to start my black and white run? I talked about that a little bit. I'm planning on doing, hopefully you can hear me over the kettle, sorry about that. I'm planning on doing the testing for it this month, early next month, and I'm hoping that the first episode will be out Feb. That's my plan for Feb. It might be out March, depending on how it goes. If the testing goes well, it'll be out sooner. If the testing doesn't go well, I have to reconceptualize. So, what are we eating? We are doing, I don't even know what to call them. We've got like a Coles roast chook and tomato on Turkish bread with some ham and some cheese, and you toast it in the oven, and it's tasty. So that's my lunch, and it's gonna be good. And I'm just waiting. Oh, there was the Silk Song video, but those, yeah, I definitely didn't put the notes out for those. I did reach out to Team Cherry, but I never heard back, so I'm not comfortable putting those ones out. Taki Cat, what? This is what I'm curious about. It's like I'm not looking for a different hook, but I understand that like with the thinner ergonomic hooks, I don't like I understand they change the grip if your grip is causing problems. I don't know what I'm trying to get at here. It's just like, okay, cool. It's cool. It's very cool to know that thinner ergonomic hooks exist, but I'm just not sure what function that would serve for me at this point in time. And I think I started out with a slightly accusatory tone, but that was just me getting confused between several sentences as they tried to all emerge from me whole. Use a regular hook for projects using fine thread, and ergonomic hooks for yarn-based projects. Yeah, see, awesome. It's like, it's awesome that these tools exist to help. In fact, I find that the snippers are particularly good because they're almost an accessibility tool, frankly. That and my curved needles are great for my problems as well, because I can like hook a finger through them and pull them this way instead of having to like pinch and grip or pinch and pull. So like I've actually kind of already set myself up with the tools that don't bother me overly much, and it's just when I'm designing now I try and sit near a computer to type it instead of writing.
One thing I can do is I can get the tip of one of your hooks, right? Like if you just got a bunch of plastic hooks, cheap ones, cut the tip off one, right? And then I can bind that in really tightly into wire, and then have like the pieces of wire coming out the back. And then you can mold those and try out different shapes and see how they crochet.
But you've seen me crochet. I barely touch the hook. It's just like some people literally strangle their hook or use the knife grip, which is like this or similar to this. It's like I'm not doing any of that, which puts a lot of pressure down those ligaments.
You rotate it with your fingers, don't you?
I twiddle it. Like I'm very little touching the hook at all.
Twiddle a lot. Interesting. I wonder if there's a thing you could do with your pinky.
Yeah. Maybe. Honestly, if any of my fingers go because of crochet, it'll be this one here, my tensioning finger. That is the biggest that is going to be the biggest problem I have.
I'll make you a tensioner out of it. I got one on your wrist. And
if you get me some finger splints first, that'd be great.
Just gonna watch you for a second.
We are on the first Pokemon of the stream. Yeah. Sorry, love. If you want to watch me do a thing, and then I'm.
No, yeah.
I think we're at about the right point for decreasing.
Other parts of the pretty lady.
Okay, and then oh no, wait, we got to write down how many rows we did. 1, 2, 3. We did 3 rows, and then it's 3 single crochet and a single crochet 3 together. And we're going to finish that row with a single crochet. Oh no, that's very up, isn't it? Almost don't want to put a single crochet 3 together there. So that's the perfect place on this side, but this side it falls over the edge of the row, so I'm going to probably do decrease and decrease, which is going to be really obnoxious. So decrease, and then 1, 2, 3. Oh no, that still works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He just walked out of the room. Now's our chance. Stitch, 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 go! You have a huge soft spot for Gen 2? No, see, I love that. I think everybody has, like, their Gen. And I think that mine was probably Gen 1, and then my next point of contact was the Gen 4. And so, like, I experienced Gens 2, 3, and 4 all together. And so, like, I have my soft spots for them, but I consider it, like, them a block. And then Gen 5 is its own block. And then after that, it's kind of a blur for me because I played Scarvi and that's kind of it. Boy hooks might be a little thicker. Don't know. Daiquiri, would darts work? Put it on inside out and just like pinch and pin and then sew them. I get that they'd be a bit chunky on crocheted clothing, but it's a thought. Okay, so there's his wee little body. I know he's not very big, but he's also the perfect size somehow. Glorious how that works. And we do want to curve the tail up, but you can see here it also pinches in. So I need to do decreases on the sides and the underside, and I need to leave these top 3 stitches alone. I've decided those 3 are the middle. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Is Mudkip Gen 3? I know I haven't made Mudkip yet. But Mudkip is a little favourite of mine. It's funny, sometimes I think of Pokemon, I'm just like, they're a good one, or they're neutral. I don't think I really have any like, no, bad, go back. Why'd they even do that? Why do we even have that lever? Except for maybe Mr. Mime, but I've softened on him since we made him in Gen 1, so by the end of this process I'll probably love them all. Three, four. Then we'll go decrease. Or single. We could do 3. We might do 3. 2 decreases, and then a 3. And then a decrease. Okay. And that's going to get us down to 6? 7. 7. Yeah, Mudkip's a little cutie pie. 4am brain just said shrink the dress in the wash. That's probably not the logical thing to do. I think that'd work temporarily, but I do think it would like stretch back out as worn or even just as hung, and like that's not necessarily a solution. Sorry, Angry Bear Ironworks. I'm laughing at the idea of you handling like the tools of the trade and just like mangling them horribly with like giant blacksmith paws. And that's very funny to me. Okay, let's stuff this a little bit more and then we'll work on the tail. So we're down to 6. And I'm hoping 6 is thin enough, but I don't think it is. I think I'm going to have to put another decrease in at the bottom and get it down to 4. And I know you'll love when I do 4-stitch tubes. But, and sorry folks, I know this is taking like longer than usual today. I have lost a step a little bit in the overall holiday break of it all, but we'll get back up to speed. We will. Let's decrease 1, decrease 2. Not the most even, that's okay. I've decided to go down to 4, but I did it a slightly different way. Oh no, I went down to 5. Decrease single, decrease 2. It looks hilarious in person too. Happy time zone, Mitch. 1, 2. 3, 4. 5. You know what? I don't think Pokemon has ever done a bad frog. And I mean, I know that I'm a soft spot for frogs, but like, I don't think they've ever done a bad frog. Sobble, perfect frog, excellent frog. There is no such thing as an unexcellent frog. Am I going to add a back panel or embroider? I'm going to back panel it. We're going to stitch that up. Yeah, just a decrease instead of an increase. That's the exact opposite of what we want. But yeah, I'm going to take a break in about half an hour. So we'll have time to finish this piece and possibly like the eyes or something like that. We'll like, I'll work for the next half hour, see how much of it we get done. And I'm hoping that I can get him to a relatively finished point now that we're down to just basic circles. And then we'll pick our next one. Do I have any goals or wishes for the main channel this year? This year, I'm taking a little bit more of a risk with my content in I'm producing less of it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I kind of like announced this on Discord and I announced it on Patreon as well. I'm going to be doing fewer uploads. It's only going to be like 1 fewer per month, sometimes 2 fewer per month. So 3 per month is the goal. And in doing so, I'm finally going to be able to work through my ideas list, which are just too big for I have a lot of ideas that are too big for the 1 week, one per week structure. And I'm just giving myself permission to make those bigger projects this year. It's kind of like, now's the time to do it for me. Like, because like it could have no real major impact on the channel. It could kill the channel completely. That is an option. Or it might be good for the channel. But in the meantime, it's going to be really good for me as a creative and as a person. And now is a point in my life where I can take that risk, and so I'm going to do it. So that's what I'm doing this year. I'm taking a risk on some of my bigger ideas, and I don't mean that they're like particularly risky ideas. I just mean that they're going to take me longer, and so like I have more skin in the game if you guys don't like them. It's like, it's fine if I spend a day filming something and nobody watches it. I'm just like, I can get over that. If I spend a month filming something and nobody watches it, y'all, my feelings are going to be hurt. So if I send out the call like, yo, spent a month filming something, I'm going to need y'all to support that. Frog army, maybe. Exactly. In general, I try to treat myself like I am the audience. And so like I make the stuff that I would want to watch. I design the patterns that I would want to make with input from y'all. I ask. But then I kind of follow my gut on what makes that final. Have I made your tail too big, sir? I feel like you actually have just a wee little bean of a tail, and I've given you a pretty big one there. It's fine, I don't really want to go back. We'll just narrow it off fast. Yeah, and so like, I use my own gut as an indicator of like what we should be making. And y'all, the list of ideas that I have, I'm really excited to finally chip away at some of them. Because like some of the stuff I've been talking about making for over a year, some of it, depending on if I get some of the stuff I've already scheduled, I've been talking about for over a year. Some of the stuff that I haven't managed to schedule yet, I've been talking about for 4 years on camera. So like, yeah. Is it a particular 3 schedules each month? Yes. It's the first Thursday of every month. January notwithstanding, and December being, again, a different thing, is going to be a pattern video. And then there'll be 2 like project or Pokemon or whatever videos otherwise in the month. Currently, I'm hoping to make it, the first week is a pattern video, the second week is the first project video, and then a week off, and then another one. And then if there's another week in the month, that's a week off as well. So, and when I say week off, I'll still be working. It's just there won't be an upload that week. So it's going to be first, second, and then fourth. So yeah, it's, yeah. Taking on less orders so you can allocate more time to creative orders. Yeah, perfect. And yeah, also the other thing is other work and family. It's just like, yeah, I want to take better care of myself and the people I care about this year. And that requires me to have more time to give to them, because time is my biggest bottleneck in a lot of ways. So I'm satisfied with making this choice. It does not mean that it'll be a choice forever. There's a, we might end up going back halfway through the year because it's not working for us. We might end up going back at the end of the year because I decide that like that was a fun experiment, but it didn't work for us. It's like last year I didn't really talk about it, but one of my big goals was consistency. I wanted to make sure I hit every upload, and then October, and I was doing so well. And then October happened and knocked me on my butt, and I'm just like, okay, so this is fine, but it's not flexible enough to allow me room to make mistakes, and it's not flexible enough to allow room for life to happen. And so that means that this is not the way for this to go ahead. So anyway. Sometimes you yearn for patterns like the Big Owl or the Fantasy Garden Snail. Exactly, Cryptidly Witchy. My soul yearns for those as well. I'm going to have a big display of the big ones. I'm digging them out at the moment. Big patterns are a particular niche interest of mine. That and the experiment stuff as well. But I want to go bigger with the experiments. So, yeah, it's a lot of that stuff. I got to stop flailing my arms around if I ever want to get this guy done. Just like sitting here flailing as though the magic will just happen on its own. Pro tip, the magic does not happen on its own. 3 single crochet and a decrease to get us down to 12, and then we'll go 2 single crochet and a decrease, and that'll get us down to 9. 3 single crochet. Hello, love.
The magic happening on its own.
Oh, okay. The magic has entered the room. Oh, golly, he's a good bean. October ruined my streak, it did. And then, like, what's really funny is that September comes before October, I'm fine. What's really funny is that in September, I was in the best place I'd ever been in terms of being ahead with my content. I was like, oh wow, I'm actually nailing this. I'm working on a video that isn't the next video to be uploaded. And don't get me wrong, I still learned some really important like management things from that period, but I realized that if I could be in literally the most advanced position I've ever been in and still just end up that so far behind I could not get back up on the horse properly, it's just like, okay, that tells you everything you need to know about what was going on. So wait, that was not meant to be an increase, that was meant to be a decrease. You gotta watch me all the time. And you can now. I have two no, I'm joking. Skeletons walking about on their own are pretty magical. Yeah, I'm pretty fond of mine. Big patterns and big yarn, fun obstacles in the house. Yeah, that's why I stick to my small yarn. Though I did talk about potentially giving, whatchamacallit, the chenille yarn another go. Might be placing a large-ish order. Well, no, a medium-sized order. I'm guaranteed that people placing larger orders than me, but it's going to feel like a big order for me. Give that stuff a go. Okay, happy with the little tail so far. It's a little bigger than it's supposed to be, but I think it's fine. I think it's cute. I think it's getting the job done. Might end up frogging and redoing the tail later. We'll see. Not on stream. I mean, like, it's one of those things that I correct off stream. You've just gotten into working with chenille and velour and blankie and you love it so much. Yeah, see, I love the look of it. And I think that from that yarn experiment video I did a long time ago now, I hated how much I enjoyed the final product of the chenille yarn because working with it was horribly unpleasant. Just awful. Just the worst thing I've done to myself in a very long time. So yeah. I'm not going to weave that end in just in case I decide to shrink that tail down a little bit, but there is our nakey little Dunsparce. So he needs his little back panel, he needs some big eyeballs. Let's do some eyeballs now. So the eyeballs are just a cream circle. Oh, you love the yarn experiment video. That's cool. There was some surprising results from that video. One, two, three, four. Someone needs to stop you from picking up more crafts. You crochet, knit, sew, and now getting into embroidery. Well, guess what? All of those things, they're super synergistic. They totally work together. And you could use them to create bigger, fancier things. That's just like, embroidery isn't a new skill. Sorry. Embroidery is absolutely a new skill. Embroidery isn't a new separate craft. Embroidery is an augmentation to your existing craft. So really you're just upskilling your existing crafts. You're not finding new ones, I'm just saying. You've gone in the opposite direction, cotton sewing thread. I just don't think my eyes and my fingers can do it. I think I've always had big dumb sausage fingers. So it's like, I understand that micro crochet is the way to happiness and room to walk around one's house, but I'm not yet ready to make that leap personally. And then I'll put out a hilarious video of me remaking all of my jumbo things in super tiny micro as like regular size but super intense like detailed plushes. I'm just like, oh yes, embroidery is hard. I agree. I love the way it looks. I'm not very good at it, but then being bad at something isn't a reason not to do it. Being bad at something is the first step towards being sort of okay at something. Yeah, I don't like the shedding chenilles, and I really don't like the ones that have that hard core in them. I'm noting that the food is done. I'm not quite ready for it yet, but they look tasty. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, so I kind of don't like the fact that there's a magic ring in the middle so that the line will fall over them kind of weird, but... Oh, is that too big? No, I'll front post the teal over the top. That'll shrink it. This sounds like the argument for me to try not to learn engraving, inlaying, goldsmithing, and gemstone setting. Too late. Yeah, exactly. Just like, no, follow your interests. I think that that's the magic that's still accessible to a lot of us, is the being so enthusiastic about something is that we can't help but chew on it. Not literally, please do not chew on your metalwork, or your knitting, or your crochet, or your tools in general. In fact, in general, cooking is the only hobby where chewing on things is allowed. With a couple of caveats, you can apply for special dispensation to chew on your work. You're pivoting to garments? Yeah. Yeah, I see that. I'm too big of a project to make garments. I like little projects that I can manage. Oh yeah, no, I agree that the reason I can do the grip that I have on both my hook and my yarn is because the yarn I use, but that means that I found a good sustainable combination of hook and yarn for me at this point in time, which is an important thing when you're doing it as much as I am. There we go. You eat scale and breathe iron dust. You're basically a dragon. No, you're a dwarf. I'm sorry. I understand that, like, you're probably a very tall fellow, okay? I understand that height can be one of those things for dudes, and so I'm not insinuating you were short, but, like, nah, you're a magical creature and you're a dwarf. I'm sorry. It's been decided. I say that with nothing but the utmost respect. Please know that. My goodness, what big peepers you have, sir. Are these too big? I think they're too big. I'll make another one real quick, and I'll do it with slip stitch detailing instead of front post detailing. We'll see if we feel it. Feel if it's better. If it's better, I can frog the other one, but I don't want to frog that one in case I like it better still. Actually, here's a bear. That's fair, Mr. Bones. Yeah, Laura Thresher, I felt that description of using your teeth. No, thank you. He has brass in his arm. It's like those dog groomers who end up with like the hair splinters. My reaction to what? Sorry, I missed something here. I really liked making what generally call mini crochet instead of micro crochet. It's like with a size 1 or 2, not thread, makes nice small critters. Yeah, I like things that can still be comfortably viewed with the human eye, but I can admire the dedication that goes into making anything smaller than that. It's like those sculptors who do like the really tiny little sculptures that can fit in like the eye of a needle. I'm just like, that's really cool, but like, how do I put it on a shelf? You're only 14, so your parents got sick of buying you new scissors. That's okay. I can kind of see the perspective there. I was somebody who, like, I was always super into arts and crafts stuff, but then even when I'd be gifted it, I'd be so, I don't even know if this was accurate, but like I'd be so sure that if I used it, that would be it and I would never have more, that like I would hoard the supplies instead of using them, which as an adult makes me a little bit sad, but as a kid, I was probably just fundamentally misunderstanding the scenario. But you know what I mean? It's just like I'd be given like beautiful paper to use and I would like not use it because I'd be worried that if I used it, it would be all gone. And what if I wasted it? And then, of course, what the adults in my life would have seen was me not using it. And so, of course, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy there. Yeah. Yeah, the pencil lead sculptures, exactly. Those are the ones I'm talking about, I think. Okay, I think the slip stitches worked better. They're still front post or top stitching or whatever you want to call them. Too many words for the same flippin' thing sometimes. Why am I acting like that's annoying to me? It's not. It's fine. Did I have sticker anxiety? Yes and no. Okay, I grew into sticker anxiety and I definitely have it now to the point where I will give stickers away because, like, But we used to cover our, at home, I had a couple of sisters, we'd cover our bedroom doors with any stickers that we got, and so that was the solution. And then, I don't know, I grew into sticker anxiety for sure. You're still that way? It's a hard balance. You always want to save stuff forever in real life and even in games. Yeah, okay, in games I'm terrible at not using items. I'm trying to be more conscious about it, because I do think that items, surprisingly enough, make games a lot easier. But no, like hoarding stuff in Pokemon games is like one of my earliest gaming memories. Okay, yeah, so I think that the slip stitch method looks a lot better than just the regular front post single crochet. So we're going to work 12 front post slip stitches. No. There's a reason I do not have a publicly facing PO box. In general, I would prefer not to receive a bunch of beautiful but still stuff. Small apartment and space concerns and all that other stuff. And also, it's just like, if I need something, I'm perfectly happy to buy it from people. Kind of a complicated one. Yes, I've seen those reusable sticker books, and I am a fan. I've managed to like overcome it a little bit, in some ways, just like the anxiety of using up supplies by just, if something is shelf stable, I'll just keep what I call contingency whatever. Like, we keep a block of contingency butter in the fridge. So if we're using a block of butter, we have one in the fridge. I keep contingency toothpaste and toothbrushes. Any skin products that I like to use. I have a particular moisturizer I like. I make sure that when it goes on sale, I get an extra one. So I always have one in the drawer. And I just, soap, and in fact, most of them are cleaning products at the moment. Like, there's like skin and stuff. But yeah, it's just like I keep contingency products, and therefore I do not feel weird about using my products. But then I also use them until they're empty. Like, this is my powder at the moment for when I'm a little bit shiny on screen. I have a new one waiting, but I'm still using that one. There's still stuff in it. What is sticker anxiety? The fear that if you use a sticker, it'll be gone and you will not be able to use it again. And what if you find a better place for it later? You fully tack the stickers around. There we go, and I fixed the second eyeball. Alright, we need to get the name poll started because I want to stop for lunch soon. So I keep a par list. If you go under the par, you buy more. I've not heard of that particular expression. But in general, I do it with my yarn as well. If I drop below, also with my yarn, it's a little bit more regimented because it's for work. But yeah, it's just like if one of us takes the last tube of toothpaste out of the drawer, it goes on the shopping list. We buy more, because then we still have a full tube of toothpaste in the bathroom being used, but we are buying more. So that's the point we replace it, not when we're out. If I was in a place that did coupons, I would probably be super into coupons. gotta say. Over here coupons just aren't a thing. Someone who covered my bedroom door in Doctor Who stickers and now they don't exist anymore. That makes sense. I think mine were mainly like Veggie Tales and various bumper stickers. And some fairy stickers too. To be fair, my mum started that because she put like little fairy stickers on our door. Alright, sorry, just waiting for... Nope, I didn't miss it. Okay, Mr. Bones, when you get the chance, I would love the name lists that we got. I think one was Schloop. But in the meantime, I'm going to make the little back square. And it is a square, and it's made with a combination of cream and teal. But it's not very wide. I think it's going to be like 4 or 5 stitches. So we'll do it 5, because 5 is going to look better. 4 is one of those numbers that just always looks wrong. Well, and it has to be 5 rows as well, so 5 rows of 5 will give us a square instead of a rectangle. 3, 4, 5, and then 6 for the turn. And I'll even do, because you've asked so nicely, the special trick I do to make all of the stitches face the same way. Yeah, there's going to be so many colour changes for this. I could just detach and reattach. Nah, we'll do colour changes, it's fine. In fact, colour changes will probably make it easier as well, because I'll be able to see which side is the back. Turn. Ah! What? Oh, was that my snipping yarn? Oh, that's very funny. I'm still going to use it, but that was amusing. Let's reattach some more yarn. Alright, I remember Stroop Waffle too. I believe we have lost the Bone Man for a moment. Stroop Waffle. Sorry, I'll look up in a second as well. Ah, no, that's meant to... Oh, there we go. Schloop, Napster, Stroopwafel, and Yarn Sparse. And of course, his New Year's resolution is to fix his sleep schedule, which is why he has a wee little alarm clock, courtesy of Mr. Bones. Yarn Sparse. This will probably run for like 10 minutes, so don't freak out. Stop and discuss amongst yourselves. Yeah. So name this Pokemon. It's Pikachu. Okay, and we turn. Was there a way to get these colors crisper? Yeah. But y'all, I am feeling lazy. I am. I've got to tell ya. Go. I put Napster in. I think you'll just want to hear me mispronounce Stroopwafel forever. I'm just going full Australian on it. Yep, the snippers. I feel like there's been some love for the snippers. They are my delightful snippers. They were made by Angry Bear Ironworks, who is currently in the chat. I think Mr. Bones posted a link to their store earlier. I saw them. I thought, no, I shouldn't take them. They're all the way in America. Then I waited for a couple of months and then I got them. And then I got them anyway. Yeah. And I'm very pleased. Here's his wee little cardigan. Hey, buddy. All rugged up. He's just such a cutie little patootie. There we go. May I have a little look at Discord? I can do that. Sure. Oh, I've been tagged in something. Sorry, that's my bad. Oh, hey, I didn't know that Dunsparce had a crocheted card. That's cool. Mine is going to be smaller than that. A little flex pose. Sorry, I haven't looked on Discord in a little bit. Oh, there, I think that's what I'm here to see. The beanstalk wig, right? That's really cool. I don't really know what I'm looking at when it comes to wigs. I just know that I can't make my hair even do anything remotely normal, let alone something like that. So that is a skill set. Oh, it looks so cool on stage. I was in pantomime. I think we've talked about that before. Yeah, that's wicked. I was in pantomime for a little bit. I was a skunk one year. Oh, sorry. Adjustment on the ball chair. We're gonna bounce for a little bit. Okay, so he needs little wings and he needs his little belly patch. So let's tackle the belly patch before I get too lazy and just decide that we're done with this guy for now. We're gonna do for another couple of minutes on him, I think. Did I write down what I did for that back square at all? No, I didn't. We chained 6, then we did 5 single crochet and a turn. In cream and teal, we did 5 single crochet and turn. 5 single crochet and turn. Teal, 5 single crochet and turn. And cream, 5 single crochet and finish off. Perfect. Oh, he's at a weird size for wings. In that it doesn't really make sense to make them big or small. So, he might get just one-dimensional wings, which is not something I do very often. I don't like flat pieces. Hydrate or dihydrate, that is fair. Could go 3 little stitches because they only have a tiny wee little base. And then 1, 2, 3 for the turn. So that's 3 chains and then 3 chains. And then we'll treble. And treble again. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna have to write this down. Write it down as you go. Chain 3, chain 3 and turn. 2 trebles in 1. Here we go. It's like the excuse me, the top little bobble of the wing, and then I have one little chain left to do the bottom little bubble of the wing. And we'll do them with doubles maybe. And then 2 chains, and we'll slip stitch into the same. Now, this is the important bit. When I sew this on, I'm not going to sew it on like a little flat butterfly wing. I'm going to full on like fold it up into more of the shape of his wing. Which I have never worked out really if that's considered a fair and legitimate thing or if it's cheating. But if it gets you the shape you want. It's kind of like if an idea is stupid but it works, it's not stupid, you know? We did 2 DC in 1, chain 2 and slip stitch in same. Cool, 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 cool. Is this one of the closest polls we've seen? I don't know, I've seen you guys pull off a 3-way tie before. Yeah, no, this is not the closest. I will say that there is a nice distributed love going on though, so maybe that's what you mean by closest. My yarn must have split, and it's being a little pain in the buttocks. But there is currently a clear winner. There is. Don't get me wrong. Stroop Waffle is a close second, but the yarn... Oh, no, never mind. It shifted again. I feel like you guys have now accepted the challenge and have decided to go for a 4-way tie. And all I want to do is tell you to behave yourselves, but honestly, it's up to you. You guys don't have to behave yourselves. Become ungovernable. I feel like this might just be too big. Little wing. Didn't do his belly piece after all, which is odd. I'll leave the poll open for a little bit longer and we'll just get started on the belly patch, though I may not finish it. Yeah, because I'm about ready to take a little lunch break. We've been going for about 2 hours, so we'll do a little lunch break and then we'll come back and do our second one. But I don't want to start the poll for that one just yet. Nah, you know what? I don't feel like doing the belly for it. So this is potentially where Dunsparce will be left. And that's okay. I need to change over my project bin though, because I got all of the other Pokemon done. Which means I don't need to hold all of this yarn in my project bin right now. I try and stay organised, at least. I can fall behind, but I'm organised and behind. So, like, I have one big plastic tub that I keep by my side during stream, and then, tub, and so the Sparse Man will go in the tub, and so will the yarn that I used for him as well, so that it's all in one place, and I can just pick up the tub and cart it around from place to place to place to place to place until I finally work on it. Okay. Sparse fella. Yeah, okay. Closing the poll. Thank you to everyone who voted. You very nearly got Stroop Waffle across the line, but I don't think you did. We'll see if the summary of the results changes that. Okay, yep, Yarn Sparse has been victorious with 28% of the vote, followed by Stroop Waffle at 27%, Napster at 23%, and Schloop at 22%. So, Yarn Sparse. And when we have Dunsparce later, you might have to call him Yarn Sparse. Sorry, and just as a note from Angry Bear Ironworks that I want to, like, repeat again. Yeah, if anyone in Australia is looking to get some of the snippers, this isn't a sponsored anything, I'm just warning folks. Australian Customs kind of took umbrage with it a little bit and held them for, I think it was, what, 2.5 months? I purchased these back in October and they arrived like 3 days ago. So, yeah, Aussie Customs kind of wasn't super pleased with that, and that was through absolutely no fault of anything that Angry Bear Ironworks did. It was no fault of mine either. It's just we have really intense biosecurity here, and something about, I don't know, something about the package was suspicious enough that they checked it out. And you know what? I'm fine with that. I like the fact that they checked it out, and I like the fact that they're keeping our biosecurity in place. You demand a recount? I'm sorry. Nope. Alrighty, but that means that we are done with Little Sparse Man for now, with his wee little alarm clock, which means we can pick our second of the day. And of course, today's theme is that these 5 Pokemon have picked a New Year's resolution, and Dunsparce's resolution was that he wants to fix his sleep schedule. And we've done that now, or he's working on it now. And so the other 4 options we have to pick from are: number 1 wants to go to the gym more, number 2 wants to quit caffeine, number 4 wants to quit sugar, and number 5 wants to drink more water. So this is your chance to vote. I will be putting the little mini up on the screen, and we'll play the break screen. I'm probably going to be gone for like 10 minutes because I'm going to eat some lunch. Then we'll be back and we'll make whoever you guys pick wisely. Alrighty, I say all of my like summary stuff, and then I never actually know which buttons to click, so bear with me for a second here. Let's put the mini player on the screen. It's here somewhere. And throw to a break. Hopefully the music isn't too loud as well. Alrighty, I'll see you guys soon. Alright, folks, we're back. Hold on a second. We're back. No one panic. I'm back. I'm back, and the thing that I'm hunting for at the moment is a ball of yarn, and I can't find it anywhere. And I'm rummaging, and I bet it's under this pile in the backdrop. But that's not super helpful to me right now. And I don't want to open a new one, even though I could open a new one. I do have a new one. One more rummage through this box, and then I'll sit down and do my job. All right. Sorry, everybody. I just didn't want to leave you in like endless. You know what I mean? Dang. Well, I need that color. even know if that's it. Is that the art back? No, that's shrimp. I was literally just using it. I was just using it for Sneasel. Yeah. Yeah, same to you, buddy.
Am I helping?
Not really. Alright. No, I'm back. I'm back. Okay. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. I couldn't find it. Oh, the intro is still running. Let's turn that off. Okay, sorry. Big silent pause. It's my job to do the talking. This is my show. Right, let me end this poll. Thank you to everybody who voted in the poll. Let's see which resolution we're going to tackle next. Okay, so you guys voted for number 5. You want the Pokemon who has pledged to drink more water. Really? We did. We used shrimp for Sneasel. I was looking for Outback or shrimp, and in the end I could find the shrimp. So, because you guys picked the orange one. And I saw that. So I was like, oh, I'll just get the yarn. And then it turned into, oh, wrong one. Wrong button. It turned into a whole other thing. So yeah, you guys picked number 5, the Pokemon who wants to drink more water, at 40% of the vote. Then came number 4, quitting sugar at 33%. Number 2, quitting caffeine at 21%. And going to the gym more, just 6% of people want that one there. So I'm afraid that instead of Outback, we're going to be using shrimp for this orange. But know that an attempt was made to track down the Outback. And I bet that I find it as soon as stream ends as well. Anyway, let's show which Pokemon has pledged to drink more water. So let us just erase this door. Anyone recognize it yet? Is it who you have thought it should be? It is, of course, the wee little Slugma. And we did recently make Magcargo. But yeah, you guys have, like, Slugma has pledged to drink more water, and yes, I think I'm very funny. In fact, that made Mr. Bones and I both laugh. So it just feels like exactly the kind of unrealistic expectation a little Slugma might put upon themselves. And yeah. I have Magcargo right here. He's only a recent completion. And you vote Dihydrate as the name. Well, we have Hydrini and Didrini, the Dratini and Dragonair, but we don't have a Dihydrate, so I will allow Dihydrate. What did we name Magcargo? I don't have my Pokédex open. 1 second. Pokédex. Here we go. We named Magcargo. Hopefully something dumb. I love it when we give him dumb names. Sorry, looking. There we go. Oh, we named him Tabasco. That's actually a very cute name. So there he is. And honestly, his main base piece is basically Slugma. So this is going to be a nice cruisy one. And I will change the count over because this is our 54th Pokemon. And I will change the sprite over because that's also part of my job. Slug. There he is with his fancy eyebrows. Okay, so Mr. Bones will be collecting name suggestions and we will have a vote when we near the end of him. I can't imagine this fellow's going to take us very long, so cut to 7 hours from now when we're still working on him because for some reason he's become huge. Like sleeping bag sized. Let's see. So this little guy has this derpy little head. And he has the little droops too. Little drips. Just like this guy does. He has drips. They're subtle, but they're present. This guy's terribly, terribly alert and also probably should have been giving up caffeine. And he has the fabulous eyebrows. Now, okay, so the problem here is that I absolutely cannot do brushed eyebrows for this, because I have rehomed the brush that I use for making my projects fluffy, I've rehomed that to a particularly friendly Labrador who sheds a lot, and turns out that the brush that I had was highly successful in helping her with her shed, and she's a 14-year-old lady, and she just, as in like the Labrador is, and just, yeah, so that got rehomed over Christmas to a good cause, but I do intend to replace it. I just don't currently have one, so brushing won't be a thing for today, so we're gonna have to do the eyebrows differently. There we go. Swoop that in and swoop that out, and he's got some swoop to loops. And he's got some little bubbly blisters too. Bubbly, bubbly. But no shell as of yet. You want to call him, I don't know how to say it, Sriracha? Is it Sriracha? Sriracha? Your name suggestion is Drip Drip? Because for the eyebrows, potentially. Oh, that drip should have been part of the nose. Yeah. And some bubbles. He's just a good little guy. Frank Sriracha. No, I like Sriracha because I can say it, and it kind of goes with Tabasco. Cold front. Well, I do think that dihydrate should also be on the list, because I think it's pretty clear that this little fella can't hydrate. But he's optimistic at the moment, and I'm not going to be the one to tell him. Okay, so Magcargo was made in Outback, and this is shrimp. I think it's fine that he's going to be a slightly paler orange than the evolved version, particularly as I just could not find my Outback anywhere. I thought it was a Frank Sinatra joke, I'll admit. Mr. Bones, what are you doing? I don't understand what's happening. Oh, right, you're doing La Cucaracha.
Yeah.
Right.
But instead of La Cucaracha, it's Sriracha.
Sriracha. Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure that bit is actually words, but we just don't know them. Coletti Spaghetti, please go hydrate. We do not wish to have people dehydrating on this stream. And you know that the stream will at least still be going for the next hour, right? Because we just started a new one. So if you go now, you know we'll definitely be here when you get back. He looks like a little piece of lasagna. Oh, wait. No, that's a way better name for, like, crustal. Maybe his way of hydrating is drinking magma? That's true. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Boom, boom. Hello?
Hello.
Is it me you're looking for?
Oh, of course, always. I love this idea someone had of the eyebrows.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to make the shapes that they are, instead doing the loop yarn thing and then teasing it back with a needle.
Yeah, I'll do that, or I'll
So
do
it goes all
picots.
like fluff.
Yeah. Majestic fluff.
First I was afraid. I was petrified.
Hey, copyright music.
Sorry.
Night Angry Bear Ironworks and Night Bunny Badger. Well, good luck, Bunny Badger. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alright, so I'm just making like the top little bit of the head here. I'm basically using the same base as I used for Meg Cargo, and then we'll give him a different head, and they'll look like a pair, and it'll be good. It's just like, no point in recreating the wheel. Next we've got some 15 single crochet rows to do. It's currently 1:27 p.m. in the afternoon for me, so it's still blisteringly hot outside, and I'm not enjoying it. There we go. There's the la cucaracha. Mr. Bones was just stating that he was initially frightened. No copyright worries here. To me, he looks like a gastrodon that had one too many energy drinks. He totally does. It's the gastrodon who broke the sound barrier. There's so many songs going on in chat at the moment. So, yeah. This is good. I can't believe that we're down to like our final 48. What? No, it's not even 48. It's the final 46 Pokemon for Gen 2. But still, final 46. Woo! We are reaching a point where we have to pick who we want to do last. And I understand that like there's a certain element of pressure on me that that's my job to do, but maybe I'll make it a point to like spin a wheel or something soon to pick a final one. Because like, I don't know, in Gen 1 we left Gyarados to last, but that was equal parts he's one of my favourites, and he luckily didn't come up in anything else, and he was really hard, and so I put off doing him for a very long time. So like, should it be the most difficult Pokemon that gets left to last, or should I pick my favourite and we leave that to last? Admittedly, we have picked off a lot of the easier ones from this gen already, so we do have to start like chewing through some of the harder ones soon, or else I'm in for a really rough couple of months. Or we need to pick up the pace and do more of the easier ones so that I can do just one difficult one per stream as well. So there's like, I might have to put a little bit more thought into who I'm offering each week, because currently I've just been like going on vibes and like who matches the theme, and I think I might need to put a little bit more planning in place to make sure that we have a satisfying conclusion at the end of all this. Maybe Gen 2's Grandmon should be Steelix? Maybe. Onyx, I really liked how Onyx turned out from Gen 1. Onyx is one of the ones that I think I really nailed. But I don't know if Steelix has the austerity. I don't know. I don't have a good gut feeling about it. I don't have a bad gut feeling about it, but I don't have a good one. In your opinion, next week we should do a big complicated one. To be fair, and you guys don't necessarily know this unless you're sticking around to the end of the stream to see the reveals, I do put complicated ones in the mix. It's just in general, these aren't the simplest ones necessarily, but they're not super complicated either. They're kind of like the mid-range ones. Okay, Slugma's maybe an easy one. But like, I tend to include like one easy one, two kind of fine ones, and then one hard one every week. But I might just have to do one where I have to put a bunch of hard ones in there. We'll see how I pull up after what I've got planned this week. Oh, my plans. I'm looking forward to my plans. I feel like an 8-year-old whose birthday party is coming up soon, and I get to pick the cake out of the Woman's Weekly cake book. And tell you what, I'm eyeing off that castle. Like, this is gonna be an interesting month. Wait, something did not go quite to plan there. Going to try and adjust your sleep schedule before winter break ends? Good job. All right. Yeah, sorry. Good night, Sailor Rosalind. I support you in this plan. Thanks for hanging out. Well, you did just happen to get the 2 sluggy potatoes. That's true. What's funny is that you actually didn't get the best punchline. Don't get me wrong. This one here is a pretty good punchline. But my favourite punchline is probably door number 2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, come on. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's correct. You should have 13 at the moment. Then we increase. We'll just do it. Just do it the way it's written. Trust the process. It's on the shirt. Can't remember the last time you had a birthday cake. Oh, I actually got 2 birthday cakes last year. Mr. Bones bought me one the day before my birthday because that just happened to line up with our shopping trip, with his shopping trip. And then I also made one for myself on my actual birthday, which I did. I just got like it was a Coles mud cake, cut it in half and filled it with black cherries and whipped cream. It hits the spot. So yeah, I actually got 2 birthday cakes last year. We ate a lot of cake. We don't eat a lot of cake the rest of the year, so we kind of... Well, his birthday. He gets cake on his birthday too. Well, Coletti Spaghetti, I don't know if anyone's told you this, but nobody checks your ID, and so you can buy birthday cake whenever. Like, you can go out right now and be like, hey, I didn't get a birthday cake last year. I'm gonna get one this year. You don't even need that little provision. You can just be like, hey, I feel like birthday cake. And go buy a birthday cake. No one checks. No one stops you. Ice cream cake's a good choice. It's like, I've just always had a real soft spot for Black Forest cake, and I do the alcohol-free version because I've never been a drinker, not really. Well, not since I became old enough to drink. What row am I up to? That one. Sorry. For some reason, I feel like the ones where I'm following a pattern, it's less interesting than the ones where I'm desperately trying to craft a pattern. But I think that might just be my internal experience of it just being a little bit quieter in my brain. I don't know if it's necessarily your guys' experience on stream. You get birthday cake on the 4th of Feb? That's nice. Today is shopping day. Hello, birthday cake. Exactly. Is he going to have a weighted bottom? Mag Cargo didn't. I do have weights if we need to. Mr. Bones, are you offering to introduce some chaos? Because you're always welcome, my love. You know I enjoy your chaotic nature. Oh, and happy birthday as well to everybody who had a birthday recently or who had a birthday unsaluted or over the last couple of months because we've been a little bit gappy. Happy birthday to us all. And a very merry unbirthday to the rest of you. You can also get that cake decorated any way you want, and they are happy to do it. Do you want to kind of sprinkles it and they might... Oh, that's creepy. Please don't do that. Oh my goodness, every hair on the back of my neck and head stood straight up.
That's chaos.
Ah! He just came slithering in. He just slithered in. Honey? Don't do that anymore. That's worse than the floating head. Ooh. Your almost 5-year-old wants you to do a giant cookie sandwich for her cake this year. Giant cookies instead of cake layers. Oh, that's fun! Oh, whatever you put in between has to be solid enough that it doesn't just like squoosh all the way out when you try and like cut it. Other than that, that sounds like fun. Because like we bake a lot of ginger cookies in this house. We are ginger cookie fans. I can't really call it gingerbread because it's gluten free, but like it tastes like a ginger cookie. It's nice. And I'm going to experiment with making homemade ice cream sandwiches with it because we discovered over Christmas that it freezes really nicely, and you can eat it straight out of the freezer, and it maintains like it's perfectly comfortable to eat straight out of the freezer, which makes it a perfect ice cream sandwich cookie. And so like I'll whip up some homemade ice cream and just like chuck it in there, and I think I might be onto something there. How does a skeleton slither? It's real uncomfy, Kath. No, he slithered in. Like he came. I don't know how he did it. He came through head and shoulders first in a slithery motion. He slithered in. It was really uncomfy. It was super uncomfy. Oof, sorry, even just reminding myself of it, I can feel all the hair on the back of my neck just going. That's fair. lived in that your like husband's birthday, Christmas, anniversary, New Year's, and best friend's birthday are all within 2 weeks. It's like, I get that. Like sugar burnout is a total thing. I find that like January, my sweet tooth just completely goes away. See, 1 and an increase. Technically, he's not mythical. I think he's closer to being sci-fi. He is a creepy person sometimes, though, apparently. 1 and 2. And we're going around again. Yeah, spooky, scary skeleton sends shivers down my spine. Alright, I'm just kind of just vibing at the moment. This is nice. Nice to be back in the swing of things. It's nice to be looking forward to projects. It's nice to like have a return to normalcy after all the chaos of the season. I'm someone who like, don't get me wrong, I think too much structure is suffocating, but I'm someone who really like, I do my best when there's routines in place, and I've got all my routines working again at the moment. I'm just like, I'm having a good time with it. It puts everything back where it should be. You're so handsome.
I'm in human shape doing human things.
You are. You're making such a good human.
Yes.
Oh, you get me a beverage. Thank you, love. Are you trying to make up for the horrible, creepy thing you did recently?
Why, yes, I'm just walking around in a very human shape.
Hello, fellow human. I can't drink. I'm laughing too hard. Okay. Thank you. That can go back out. I appreciate it though. You got your crochet project in front of you and your skeleton slithering around behind you. What more could you want? That is a cursed sentence. But yeah, it's an accurate representation of what just happened. Sometimes the weird part of the stream doesn't arrive. Sometimes it is just thrust upon us. Mr. Bones likes to be the harbinger of the weird. Oh, that's meant to be an increase at the end. Okay, there we go. We're making progress. Sorry, just to show you guys. Oh, I'm tilting everything, aren't I? There we go. So that's his little lower lip, and we'll just give him like a little... I might even just do eyebrows directly on top of this, but he probably will get a top lip. Just because... he's a little cutie bean. I suppose we could make him smaller and literally just have that be his head. I should have added the drips in row, but I can just sew 2 little drips on. Give him 2 giant eyeballs and 2 giant eyebrows. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I don't even know if we're going to do a headpiece for this one here the way we did with Mad Cargo. I don't think he needs one. I think he's a better size if we don't. Oh my gosh. Look how perfect they look together. Ah. Hi, Mark. Happy New Year. Okay. And then we are going to go around again. Do I want to go around again? I kind of like him being that little bit smaller. Okay, I might cut it off there. And then swap to back loops and decreasing. Yeah, I like that. Okay, that's what we're going to do. And we're 25 around for these back loops. Mark, you missed the slithering skeleton. Accurate, but also he was never technically on screen. He's my own personal cryptid. I won't have nightmares tonight. Why would I? I tell you what, watching Mr. Bones watch The Conjuring for the first time recently was a terrifically fun experience for me, who was not watching The Conjuring. I was watching, I think it was Adventure Time. I was like, like, that poor skeleton got further and further away from his computer. I think he could sense a jump scare was coming, and so he was just like making sure that there was just like nothing around him that could break, and he put all the stuff down and he sat in a neutral position and he just kept getting further and further away from the screen. Which is very funny because like he is not someone who I have ever seen show fear before. And even then that wasn't fear, that he was terribly, terribly alert. That's all. You're still in the struggle to feel Christmassy and it's already the first week of Jan. What happened? Oh, well, that's okay. You're just on maybe you're on an on-ramp for next year. Maybe it just takes a long time to warm up. We put our Christmas tree away the other day. But yeah. No, I'm just sitting here having a good time. I hate jump scare films as well. I wouldn't watch The Conjuring. But it was terrific fun watching him watch The Conjuring. Oh, no, I remember what I was doing. I was playing Stardew Valley. I was playing Stardew Valley with, I have a couple of people that I play. Well, technically, they're my sisters. They're found family. They're my sisters, well, sister-in-law and, like, adopted sister. I don't know, it's complicated. But it's not complicated because it's family. We play Stardew Valley or Core Keeper every Monday. And, that's what I would have been doing, which kind of made it funnier, frankly, because I was in a very wholesome place. And he was not. Let's do that. And then he might need a little weight just to help him a little bit. Do I have a Forbidden Mentos here I can use? I do. Just a little Forbidden Mentos. And he's all base. It's not going to add a lot of weight, but it's going to add just that little scooch. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of gore, like realistic gore. Like, blood splashes from the 90s aren't the same thing. I watched 13 Ghosts for the first time recently, and that is a fine amount of gore. That didn't bother me at all. In fact, that movie was funny. Very, very funny. Very well done. Potential-wise. I feel like more could have been done with it, but I enjoyed it. Yeah. So I like that kind of thing. And I like psychological stuff. But jump scare stuff or like stuff that's just deliberately designed to disturb you and leave you in that disturbed place, I don't feel the need to subscribe. Just like, no thanks. I'm perfectly comfortable conjuring up my own nightmares. Don't need to borrow yours. I'm gonna 5 repeats of a single crochet and a single crochet 3 together, I guess. You were told your niece could handle scary movies, so I picked a simple one, Paranormal Activity. She grabbed your arm in terror when a door creaked open. No. See, I like ones that respect the rules. And the rules is that if I'm in bed, I am safe. And I like the rule of, like, you know what I mean? It's just like, the monster can be under the bed, but it's not allowed to get anybody who is comfortably and safely in bed. Sleep paralysis is hard enough. You don't need to introduce monsters under the bed. Christmas isn't over until Jan 6. I suppose that's when a lot of people go back to work. Fair enough. I admit that I kind of lose track of the general thrum of society when it comes to public holidays and work days and school breaks and stuff, because I don't have kids and I don't work a traditional job. I just work all the time. So, yeah. No, I get that. That makes sense to me. Because, like, until you go back to work, you're still stuck in that no man's land between 2025 and 2026. Because everyone knows that the year ends on Christmas. And then you enter that beautiful time when there is no responsibilities. I mean, please still remember to, like, eat food and drink water and get some sleep, please. But, yeah, no, in general, you can enter that no man's land pretty peacefully. And then you don't have to come back out of the no man's land until the work and the school and the rest of the stuff starts again. Like, I agree with that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There should be 10. Oh. Whoops. That's fine. There should be 5 technically. It's a whole other thing. It's fine. We're just going to finish off there though. You're back to your volunteer job on January 2nd? Yeah, I started picking at my work once I got home on the 27th. We didn't stream on the 28th because I was still just a little bit zonked from the bus. But, yeah. Honestly, the work brain never fully goes away. Like, I was helping one customer with an issue they were having with one of my patterns. Normally on Christmas Eve is when it happens. This is like, I remember, not the most recent one, but the year before. I remember being up and it was like 11:30, like at night on Christmas Eve or something like that. And somebody was just like, I'm trying to get this done for Christmas Day. And I'm just like, lock in, we've got this. And I believe we got it done because I remember like that being fine. But yeah, no, Etsy is like, I have a love-hate relationship with it a little bit. Because on the one hand, it's a good place so that like I can have my stuff available and not have to like worry overly much about like the maintenance of it. I don't necessarily love all of Etsy's choices with things, and I don't necessarily love some of the things about it, but you do have to be always on. You can set your shop to holiday mode, but that actually isn't the best thing to do, particularly if you make digital sales. So anyway, there's a little slugma. He's a precocious little fellow. He's snuggle buddies with the big guy. Sorry, he's very cute to me right now, and I'm having a little problem with it. You've been working through the holidays and still don't know what day anything is. That's fair. I remember being in the call center. I was at Christmas Day in Bustleton, and then the next day for Boxing Day, I was back up in Perth, which is, 3 hours away? It was a 5-hour bus trip, I think, or something like that. But like, it's 3 hours by car, in the call center for my 8:30 a.m. shift the next day as well. And I don't drive, which is an important element to this story. So like navigating all that without a car is kind of a thing. Yeah, he's friendly, and I'm going to try and like tilt his eyebrows back a little bit, but like he's going to look like he's like cautiously, optimistically reaching forward. And he needs some cute little like long eyes. His eyes aren't round, they're like this. Right? Tiny little pupils, and then like the eyebrow is almost built into them, which might be a way I go with this. There. I know I should probably stop and consider this shape a little bit more before I just like dive in. You're scared to go back to your Etsy? You left it on auto message. If your order has not arrived, we'll sort it in the new year. Good for you, Coletti Spaghetti. I feel like there has to be some semblance of logic when shopping online. Like, I mean, I've been talking quite a lot today about the beautiful little snippers that we got from Angry Bear Ironworks, who's not currently here. He has gone to bed for the day, which is fine. But like, I purchased them back in October, and I got them 2 days ago because Australian Customs seized them and would not let them go for months. It's just like, at no point is that going to impact the review I give his shop. Are you kidding me? What's up? You came and looked.
Hey, pretty lady.
Hi.
The eyebrow. I did a really good close-up picture of it on...
Oh, okay, yeah, I actually haven't had that open. Oh! Loot, thank you for that. Like, that is the best facial expression I have seen on his face ever. Oh, he's so angry. See, mine looks like a cute little baby. Like, that one there makes him look like I'm gonna get ya.
Down.
Oh, down? Sorry.
Up. Slower. Up.
This one?
Up. Bottom right picture of the form.
Oh, this one. Okay, yeah. That's fine. I think I'm going to do the eye, and then I'm going to build the eyebrow on the back of it to give it some structure.
I was thinking of doing the eyebrow on the head and then putting the eye over the top of that so you get a good sharp edge.
Yeah, that's also an option. Either way, I need to make an eye, though.
Yeah.
The eyes have it.
You could do a magic ring 6 where you change colours partway through for a single stitch to black and then resume in the yellow. I could, but that would be out of proportion, and 6 is too big. I was just thinking it would be good revenge for when you made everyone else do it for 12 days of crochet.
Oh, are you kidding me? Nah, I've done so many more than that since then. Have you seen my fox? Like, he still has the colour change. I'm still going to make him do a colour change in a magic ring of 4. It's a rite of passage for this pattern. Sorry, folks. For anyone who didn't see him, we're doing a fox on Thursday. This is what the double fox ended up looking like. I will show the other one. Mr. Bones really likes the other one. This is the first draft when I just doubled it using math, and a little guy looks at you with this facial expression with his little leg cocked in the air. So, like, he has a lot of attitude to him. Yeah, so that's Thursday. That's coming up. And then at some point, I doubled the chameleon as well. He's not, this is just still first draft form. I want to fix the tail, I think. And the eyes are a little bit derpy, but that's what the chameleon looked like doubled. He's not as cute doubled, but he's a very good shape. So yeah, there are some doubled patterns coming up, and there is of course a pony, not a pony, a horse for Chinese New Year, but that will be the pattern for February. Okay. I know what I wanted to do there, but thanks to a bunch of different distractions, Oh, thank you! The chameleon was definitely my favourite from this year. I think that the larger one needs some more details added to him. The fox's colour changes sort of held up as enough detail, but the chameleon just needs a little bit of extra love. Because, like, I think the base shape is good. I think the feet are nice. The technique for the eyeballs, good. Technique for the fins and legs, great. Tail needs some love because like it didn't scale up the same way as it did in the mini, which happens. And I think like some back spines or something. I want to go back and revisit what chameleons look like and add some textures, maybe some color changes to it. Maybe I'll do like green with just colorful stripes. I don't know. But the base is done. So like at the earliest that'll be March though. I'm just trying to get ahead where I can because it makes it a bit easier for me to just keep things flowing forwards. Like I'm very confidently saying now, oh, you'll have one pattern video a month. That doesn't mean you won't have more. It's just I'm not planning on doing more than one a month. If you get more than one a month, it means the wheels have fallen off something else, basically. But it's good to have a pattern like that waiting in the wings that I can just film and knock out. Well, I can film it in a day and then edit it in a day if I need to. So that's my form of self-care. Yeah, no, the bear was a favourite of people's, but the fox was the #1 voted one, and so you guys got to pick that. And the chameleon was my favourite, so I got to pick that one. But that doesn't mean I won't be doing more of them. I don't plan on having them be all 12 patterns doubled for all 12 days, if that makes sense, but we'll see where the year takes us. I feel like even though I'm doing like bigger project videos, the patterns will spawn from them. They always do. And Patreon will get everything anyway. Did I remove the 12 doc group? Yeah, it goes away. It goes away in January. It comes back November. I think last year I just had it set so people could still like scroll through it. But that was like 15 buttons and I was having a hard time working it out. So this year I just kind of like hid the whole thing so that the settings stayed in place until I work out whether or not that's the way I want to do it or not. But yeah, no, it every year it goes away. And then comes back because it's special. We don't want it used for like other things. It's our event space. You have to make the mini fox first. That's true. And I will warn you that for any of the doubled ones, any of the painful points, unless you're painful, okay. With the one exception being if your pain points was for 4-stitch tubes, doubling them does remove those. But any of the other pain points, if you hated it on the little one, you're going to hate it on the big one. Like stuff like if you're doing lots of like 5 single crochets in subsequent rows, if you hated doing that on the little ones, it doesn't get any better on the big ones. It's the same kind of pain. So yeah. that's just a warning. Like we still do a color change in a magic ring of 4 because I'm just kind of evil like that, but that's how you get the cute little facial expression on the fox. Look. What about the bear? Yep, the bear was one of the voted ones, so it's on the short list. The goose, I think, is the other one that got like a lot of love. So like bear and goose are kind of the other two on the short list. But I didn't want to plan patterns that far ahead. I like to be like about 3 months ahead, give me some flexibility. So the next 3 months patterns should be fox, a horse for Chinese New Year, and then I'm thinking the chameleon at this point. Like, that doesn't mean it won't change, but that's what I'm thinking right now. Oh, you joined the group right in November. That makes sense, Yellow Fan. Sorry. Yeah, we close it down because, like, the rest of the Discord can be a little bit, like, chaotic. It's like certain topics cross-pollinate with one another and conversations can, like, go across different things. For the 12 days of crochet, we just try and keep it, like, a little bit special. It's kind of like the Christmas tree. You bring it out when you're ready to decorate for Christmas and you put it away when you're done with Christmas. Do I have a horse in the works? I do. Of course I do. If you need one with any kind of urgency, I do have a Pegasus pattern that's a pretty decent horse pattern from a couple of years ago that's up there, but just because, like, normally I would do my first pattern of the year as the Chinese zodiac, but this year I need to do a different video first. So, yeah. It should be worth the wait. And, but I am planning on having the first week of February be a horse pattern. So. Every time you're reminded of another one you liked. Yeah, I was like that. I was looking back through the bugs and I'm just like, why did I never double the snail? But then I don't want to have, like, all of my patterns this year just be doubled minis. Or do I? Like, I don't know. But the snail deserved to be doubled, I think. I'm not sure if the techniques translate, but a lot of the techniques seem to, at least not necessarily when you get to, like, times 4 or times, like, you know, further down that line, but, like, at just doubled, they seem to be fine. Sorry, every time I move my head, my earrings go jingle, jingle, jingle. Okay, let's give you some pupils, friend. There we go. Now I can get rid of, like, these. I'll just stick these ones in here to blend it. He's just a tiny baby bean. I need 2 little, like, blobbies for his face, which, again, I should have built into the round, but I didn't. Aw, thank you, NL Henny. Just pretend it's a giant African land snail. Those things are so cool. Honestly, the thing that's kept me from making a proper snail pattern all these years is just that I've seen the Complicated Knots one, and it's not the I'm Complicated Knots. Jeepers. The Crafty Intentions one. Sorry. I'm having an identity crisis. The Crafty Intentions one, and it's so perfect. It's so perfect, and I'm just like, I have nothing, there is nothing I would improve upon that pattern. That is the pattern I wish I had made. And it exists already, so I'm not going to make it again. Like, so far you have missed Dunsparce. And we are now making Slugma. That is all. The theme this year is New Year's, not this year, the theme for today is New Year's resolutions. And Dunsparce was trying to has committed to fixing his sleep schedule, and Slugma has committed to drinking more water. And that's what you missed on Glee. Who am I part of the stream? Well, I mean, we were bound to get there eventually, right? I think that's it. I think that's just the whole little blob. That's an eye. I'm just going to call this a face blob. We changed 2. We turned. We laughed. We cried. We came home. It's fine. It's 2 single crochet. We did a little increase and we finished off. Actually, you know what I'm looking forward to this year? In an entertainment kind of update kind of way, is I am cautiously optimistic about the new season of Scrubs that's meant to be coming out. Scrubs is a comfort show for me, and I've watched every episode a lot, except for season 9, which doesn't exist. And yeah, I have hope that it might be good. Honestly, I was rewatching some of the episodes recently, and I'm not sure it holds up the same way it used to, but I have faith, given that they've assembled the old crew. And honestly, I just like, the older I get, the more compelling of a character I find Dr. Cox to be, because I used to like him from a comedy standpoint. It's like, oh, he's so angry, but like, I don't know, these days I'm kind of like, I watch it and I'm just like, that dude's the main character. Yeah, I'm scared to trust them after season 9 too, but what you have to factor in is that season 9 didn't have a lot of the same people, both on camera and off camera, supporting it or part of it, and I think that they've all kind of come back for this new one. I'm so sorry. I have to just explain the cognitive leap that's happened here. Coletti Spaghetti, we've entered the Who Am I part of the stream, and which there's a joke in one of the Scrubs episodes about someone the tackling Alzheimer's patient, and what he does is he like full on bodies somebody from across the screen shouting, "Who am I?" And it's just like, that's what went through my head. And that's how we got on the subject of Scrubs. I don't know if it's the humor that's shifted, but it's definitely from a different era. Yeah. It's like, yeah. I've got some opinions now. But, yeah. It's like a comedic version of ER? Yeah. It's, or like a fluffier version of Grey's Anatomy, but not from like a social, I don't know. What am I talking about here? I don't know. I just really like its version of storytelling. You'll know within an episode if it's for you or not, though. For sure. And like, it's available on so many different things now. I'm currently watching it on Stan, I think. Yeah, he's a little goober with his little goobs. He's so cute. He's just such a little guy. I am actively avoiding working on these eyebrows. So, alright, I know how to make this shape, right? That's an easy enough shape. And I can make it as like one long with a picot off the edge. And I can go with picot, with the picot, no picot, and with a picot. And I think that'll work. Alright, I have a plan. I'm going to stop avoiding it. Who the heck is Stan? Fair enough. Working on a giant snail. Have to sew the shell to secure its shape. Then sew it to the body. Wow. Yeah, see, giant snails, man. Slug bunnies are just they're real sweet. I don't know. I never realized how much I adored, like, the bugs of the world. Using the word bug very loosely. I know it's not scientifically correct, but, like, I do. I adore them. I just love the little creatures living their little lives, and something about crafting creatures kind of really, like, highlights for you the kind of creatures you actually really enjoy making and engaging with. And for me, a lot of them just seem to be like the invertebrates, the bugs, and the slugs, and just, yeah, those kinds of creatures. And the lizards and amphibians make that list as well, reptiles, that kind of thing. And it's just like, I don't know, mammals kind of just like, they're fine. Mammals are fine. He looks so goofy with those eyes. I just want to give him head pats. He's just such a good little guy. He's just like, he's a fresh hatched slugma for sure. And he just needs some tiny little eyebrows, and then we'll be good. Speaking of which, we should potentially start the name poll. Stan is bigger than just Australia, right? Stan isn't just an Australian thing. Because we get like, Australian Netflix is Netflix. We just don't have it. Mammals are awesome, but a lot of people have already made a lot of mammals. Maybe that's my issue with it. It's just, there's the thing I have against, like, making hair textures. I love to make things, like, texturally interesting, and hair isn't one I enjoy making. So that's probably part of it as well, whereas, like, making little scales or feathers and stuff, that allows me to put a lot of, like, dense visual detail into things without, yeah, I don't know. I think I know what I'm expressing. It's like, I know that I don't have anything against mammals as a thing. It's just, like, when I go to make something, I want to make something that's visually dense, and for me that's not hairy things right now. Stan is Aussie. Okay, sorry. Stan is like a Netflix or a Paramount or a HBO Max or, yeah, any of the other 50 streaming platforms out there. There's the name list. Mr. Bones, I was about to say a whole bunch of lovely things about you, but never mind, you've already done the thing I was going to ask about. Where'd Franks come from? Just curious. Sriracha, Heatwave, and Infernus. Heat wave was nearly eat wave. Start poll. And folks, we will not be making a third one today, but stick around to find out his name and to see what the rest of the reveals were. Frank's Red Hot is a sauce. Okay, thank you for that. That's helpful. Yeah, so Sriracha is just because I can't say Sriracha properly. And Heatwave and Infernus kind of speak for themselves, I think. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think that's okay. No, we'll go 3 and then we'll go up. What was Magcargo? Magcargo is Tabasco. I think it's mostly due to the fact that you're from New Zealand and you don't have native land mammals, but I tend to have more interest in making birds, bugs, and fish. Yeah, exactly. And I think somebody else definitely did point this out, is that like a lot of the mammals have kind of been covered. Every possible design for them is kind of out there in the world. And so it's just like bugs still feel fresh and new and interesting, and like you can have an opinion. And I don't mean like a mental opinion, I mean like a visual opinion on what they look like and how they're adorable, and there's still space for something new to be said in the conversation. I'm losing my voice a little bit. Okay, so Frank says a sense of humor. I appreciate that. It seems like you can close the vote already. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Let's have a look. Yeah, no, okay. There's still room for some votes to come in. There is. No need to get ahead of ourselves. A little picot. And we'll do a little treble. And then maybe like a double treble type of thing. I think I might have gone too big. Sorry, guys. Y'all were very decisive, and I appreciate that. It certainly simplifies things from my perspective. That's so funny. I announced that stream is ending and my voices go, well, I'm done for the day. You just hang in there, voice. Hang in there. And then I might do a treble in the same one. Is that going to pull it into shape or pull it out of shape? The picot should help bridge the gap a little. Okay, yeah, I like that. So that's all in the same. And then I'm going to chain 1, picot, and then chain 2 and slip stitch. So that should work the picot like part way down this. Then we'll try it on and see how we like it. And of course, this piece could also be brushed to be fluffy. It's not currently an option. I know I could unpick it with a pin or whatever, but like, not feeling it right now. I think I just spend so much time dealing with my own fluff that it's just like the idea of making fluffy things just doesn't seem to really appeal to me the same way. Don't forget to like the stream. I always appreciate it when you do. There's also more interesting shapes in non-mammalian creatures. Well, also there's just like... Okay, so bugs tend to have fuzzy parts, transparent parts, tiny little hard-shelled parts, larger pieces of body armor over tiny, more intricate pieces and fit together like puzzles. And a lot of sea creatures and stuff are kind of the same, where they've got some goo and some shell and it's all kind of mixed together. Whereas like mammals tend to just be like fluffy. Mammals are just like this. And like I know that there are wet mammals too, and so that's just like... But that's still like one texture from nose to tip of tail. And... it's just like, it's interesting to change it up a few different times in the same piece. It tends to look kind of cooler. With birds, you can see Albert behind me there, and the anglerfish looking kind of intimidating. But like, the Albert is the one I'm talking about. Yeah, it's all feathers, but like there are big feathers and little feathers and funny little fringy feathers and beak feathers and all that kind of stuff. And I think I've made this eyebrow way too big. I think it's a solid first attempt, but I don't think we quite nailed it. Let's try it and see. Okay, we've got a lot of spaghetti coming out of your eye. There we go. Yeah, no, it's a little too fat. But I think if I removed... Not this first... Actually, you know what? The first one's the one that I want to remove. I want to go straight into the double treble, I think. So I want to remove one whole stitch from here, which would be this one here. Which means I can remove a chain from the start. That is an approximation of his little eyebrow. You already licked the stream. It tasted like optimism. Good! I think we should all be cautiously optimistic because, like, whatever's going to happen is probably going to happen regardless of if you feel bad about it right now or good about it right now. And, like, I think that you can ease some of the burden on yourself a little bit if you just try and look forward to something. And on to different subjects. So, we'll still go 1, 2, 3. Oh no, we just need 5, not 6. There we go. Lute, I'm so sorry. I've been rambling. I don't remember what I said, but I'm sure that your punchline of "you never want to hear that from your eye doctor" is very funny. Okay, and now all into the same stitch. We're going to work straight away a double treble. Another picot. We chain one and we picot. So this should be 1 stitch narrower. Let's see if we like it better. I think it's better. I'm not going to pretend that I'm making the most perfect eyebrow ever, but I think it's better. I'm just in a little boat and the year can do what it wishes with said boat. Yeah, good, Ladybug, good. We will deal with what the tide brings. Hey, Pure Blood Ferret. First of all, congrats on making a stream. Second of all, it's probably not your fault you haven't made one recently. We haven't streamed very much over the last 2 months because of the whole 12 days of crochet stuff. But we're getting back into it this year, so hopefully we'll get to see you at a few more. We are wrapping things up at the moment. We'll probably be going for another 10 or 15, just while we wrap things up. So we have an eyebrow. It's an approximate eyebrow. I will try to sew it on so it looks a little bit more like what it should. But there is our sweet little slugma. We still need some little pimples as well, but I think we're good. Does the boat have a name? Yeah. Okay, let's close this name poll off. To be fair, it did lose some popularity as I left it open, so that is okay. But his name is Sriracha. And Mag Cargo's name was, of course, Tabasco. So Sriracha is a good name. Also made today, we made our little Dunsparce, who we named Yarnsparce. I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I got that wrong. But yeah. So yeah, cute. Cute, cute, cute. We made 2 little slug bunnies today. Oh, thank you, Pure Blood Ferret. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I had a good time too, but like my favorite, by the time I get to the end of it, I'm so ready for it to be over. I can only assume that you guys reached that point as well. So let us reveal who else we had in the offering today. So of course today's theme was Pokemon and their New Year's resolutions. So Dunsparce resolved to fix their sleep schedule and Slugma wanted to drink more water this year. So the Pokemon who wanted to go to the gym more this year, or who wants to go to the gym more this year, is Togepi! Togepi is ready to embrace that lifting life. I actually forgot that Togepi was behind there, and I really totally thought that I'd left Tyrogue behind there, but no, Togepi has decided that he wants to go to the gym more often this year. And then behind door number 4, the Pokemon who wants to quit sugar this year is Feraligatr, because just look at that face. Don't tell me that's not the face of somebody who has way too many pixie sticks in their diet. Happy times then, Ravenwolf. And then finally, I actually think this one here is the funniest. So number 2 wants to quit coffee, or quit caffeine more specifically, and it is of course Hoot Hoot. For some reason that just tickles me. So there we go. Those are the reveals for today. We are 54% of the way through Gen 2 and on track to finish this gen by about mid-June. So not long to go at all. So leave your ideas in Discord as to who the final Pokemon should be, because I have to work that out pretty soon so I can start tailoring streams around it. So yeah, Feraligatr totally looks like a hyped up little toddler gremlin, I agree. So, alright, yeah, so that's where we're going to leave it for today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and we will be here on Sundays now. We're back. The plan is to be back. Short of anything going horribly wrong, we're back. And so I just need to finish cleaning up the pile on my desk back there so that I can actually film tomorrow. But you guys have a good rest of your day, and happy time zone and all of that good stuff. I don't think I've forgotten to do anything, but I always keep an eye on the chat after I click disconnect for a little bit just in case I forget to do something. But anyway, happy time zone and bye!